As every small business owner, I have to look at my advertising dollars carefully, and Blue Water Broadcast helps me get the most for every dollar I spend. I'm so glad to be a part of Blue Water Broadcasting and what they bring to Montgomery.
Blue Water Broadcasting is the #1 most listened to radio group in the River region. Find out how to put this reach to work for your business. Call us to find out how we can help. Blue Water Broadcasting. Local folks helping local business.
When your tax refund comes, put it on the floor and walk on it. Revitalize the look and feel of your home with new floors from Prattville Carpet. With faster and better service than the big box stores and luxury vinyl planks starting as low as $4.99 per square foot. You'll enjoy that tax refund turned flooring every single day.
Hi, I'm Ray Bowles from Prattville Carpet. If you're looking for waterproof carpet, hardwood, laminate, vinyl plank, or ceramic tile, call us today for your free measurement.
Dial 285-8117 or visit PrattvilleCarpet.com.
Prattville Carpet, we're more than just carpet.
Welcome to Eclectic Coins, Montgomery's largest coin dealer, specializing in buying and selling investment-grade gold and silver coins. And they have a large selection of rare coins and coins from around the world. Visit them at 543 Northeastern Boulevard or on the web at eclecticcoins.com. Eclectic Coins, where collectors who know go.
The views and opinions of the following program are solely those of the host and other contributors. These do not necessarily represent those of Liberty Acquisitions 825, Blue Water Broadcasting, its management, staff, or any advertisers. It's time for Montgomery's conversational radio show. It's News and Views on News Talk 93.1 FM. To join the conversation, call 272-9228.
Welcome in. Thank God for another beautiful day. Hopefully a great show. And it's always a good day here. We kick off the Easter season after yesterday. He is risen. We can still care about practical things. Montgomery needs a new mayor. I think we just need to remind folks of that every day at the beginning of the show. Montgomery needs new leadership, a new mayor. Coming up, we have Alan Mendenhall at 1 o'clock joining the stream for his regular bi-weekly visit. And then in studio, we will have United States Senate candidate Jared Hudson stopping by. In studio with me right now, we have Troy Carrico. How are you, kind sir?
I am outstanding now that I know that my Savior has risen.
Amen. Amen.
What a beautiful day. It's powerful. But yeah, good. Had a very, very good family-oriented weekend and just focusing on what's important. So good.
I cooked a lot of ribeye.
I heard that. I heard about that.
And served it up family style on a cutting board. That way, that's the way to do it, all that meat.
Yeah, you're the grill master, the pit master there.
Or I did stovetop. With some Wagyu fat. And,
I know you like Wagyu.
And then, brown butter it, basted in brown butter.
Ooh, yeah, sounds like Ruth's Chris, but better.
It's all right. But, before all the festivities in the evening, and even though I went to the Saturday late night vigil service, vigil mass. So Sunday, I just rested. I, in fact, read all 4 Gospels about the resurrection just to get in the mood. And then I realized, oh, no, I still have to write something for this week. So I want to start with this. This is from 2 Peter 1:19. You will do well to pay attention to this as a lamp shining in a dark place until the day dawns and the morning star rises in your hearts. What is the pay attention to this? This is the prophetic word. That's what he means. I sit here on Easter Sunday, waiting for my family to arrive to celebrate a delicious evening meal together. And it was delicious. Yet for now, my mind is on the things that have happened to me over these last 40 days. To put it plainly, I've returned home. And though I could probably write an entire book about the things I've experienced on my return journey, I will try to put it as simply as possible. I was born and raised Catholic here in Montgomery. I went to Catholic school from pre-K through 12th grade, attending Mass nearly every Friday and Sunday morning. And as a child, I truly believed. I even wanted to be a priest in 3rd grade, just like my uncle. Yet, my faith started fading with the coming of age. I never fully rebelled, but as a teenager, I often felt as though I was going through the motions with too many questions unanswered. By my sophomore year in college at Auburn, my faith quietly faded into a dormant darkness in my heart. For nearly 2 decades, my faith felt this way, lost and alone in the dark, like a child who feels hidden from his parents because he has his eyes closed tight. God was hidden from me because I was hiding from him. Yet I was never truly hidden. I now see he was always leading me back home, always by my side. Yet for nearly 20 years, I resisted with eyes shut like a child pretending I was blind. Regarding my relationship with God in those years, St. Augustine's words well describe my wayward ways. You were with me, and I was not with you. Yet this past Ash Wednesday, after months of reading the Bible, I finally returned. There was no plan. I just went back to the same church building where I was raised, St. Bede, the Venerable Catholic Church on Atlanta Highway in Montgomery. The same church where I attended Mass twice a week as a student. The same church where I watched friends get married. The same church where I eulogized my mother in the midst of the unbelief of my despairing, dormant heart. I didn't know what to expect upon returning, but what has happened over these 40 days of Lent I will never forget. I started attending daily morning Mass, sitting in afternoon Eucharistic adoration for hours on end, receiving a peace I cannot begin to comprehend. From these experiences, often interior, I truly believe the Word of God is living and active, and if you give him your heart, he will make it new. It's not as though I didn't have bad days during this return. I was tempted and tested. I felt down and out. I even felt fearful, whether awake or asleep, troubled by terrors and doubts. But after each bad day, through faith and prayer, I have found an even better day follows. That our suffering and doubts can be a gift if only we can open our eyes to it. There's one particular bad day that culminated in an unforgettable interior vision. About 2 weeks into my newfound routine of daily Mass, I was feeling truly pleased with myself. An extra pep in my step and a song on my lips. I believe it was the afternoon of March the 5th. When I felt an attack from a place of pain and resentment, as though an old wound was spewing venom against my joyful return home. My deepest insecurities and past sins rose up out of the shadows, whispering that no matter what I did, the world would always see through me for the proud, phony, ugly wretch I would always be. Tried to shake it off, but the poison kept flowing with an obsession that didn't want to be healed, like I had been hooked by a barbed blade of darkness. That afternoon, feeling desolate, I laid down, closed my eyes, and began to pray, holding Mary's hand, meditating on the sorrowful mysteries of Christ's passion. From Gethsemane, to the scourging at the pillar, to the crowning of thorns, to the carrying of the cross, to the crucifixion, until the venom slowly subsided and the whispers of discouragement fell quiet. Yet in that silence, I still felt wounded and surrounded by an utter darkness as vast as a starless cosmos. That's when I began saying, "Thank you, God, thank you." Repeating the phrase over and over, thinking of all he had done at Calvary. Soon I saw a faint light, a faraway candle flame at the very center of the darkness. Upon each repetition, the light pulsed outward, slowly extending into the darkness. I kept saying, "Thank you, God, thank you." Then the light no longer seemed far away, nor a mere candle, but an interior star slowly rising in the dormant darkness of my heart, serving as a lamp to illuminate the darkness around me. And in that growing light, I began to see the faces of my family, living and dead, and the faces of my friends and colleagues, then those who I had met upon my long return home. I kept saying, "Thank you, God, thank you," and they all began joining me hand in hand in a simple song of praise. And as the light grew further, I began to see faces above me I didn't quite recognize, yet who still felt familiar and warm, as though they had always known me. Whether they were angels or saints, I do not know, but the light was flowing like blood and water, bringing us together into one body, moving us together to brave the darkness and search for those still lost in the shadows. After a final thank you, God, I opened my tear-soaked eyes, awestruck by what had just occurred. Only later would I discover the words of 2 Peter 1:19. You will do well to pay attention to this as to a lamp shining in the dark place until the day dawns and the morning star rises in your hearts. I hesitate to share such interior visions. They are very personal indeed. But as I wait for my family to celebrate this Easter, I must let those still lost know that they are not alone and that the day is not too late to return home. Just look to the Word as a lamp shining in your heart, in a dark place in your heart. Thank God, and let your feet follow. Happy Easter, everybody. Again, we have quite a show. And, it's not just like celebrating Easter, because we have a story of a rescued fighter pilot shot down on Good Friday over Iran, over Persia.
Yep.
And I believe the first words he said as he's ejecting over the radio is, God is good.
Yep.
After the rescue, and we'll get into the details of the rescue because it's quite something.
It is.
After the rescue, Pete Hegseth put out on X in public, God is good. You also have, in about 30, 40 minutes.
Yeah.
Call it 45. The astronauts on Artemis II in the Orion capsule, they will have broken.
Yep.
I believe it'll be at 12:56 our time, 1:56 Eastern.
They said.
They will break Apollo 13's record for the longest distance traveled away from Earth by human beings. And in the midst of that, as they were traveling there over the weekend, as Easter was falling upon the Earth, well, Easter wasn't just falling upon the Earth. You also had, I believe it's Glover,
Yep.
one of the astronauts up there.
He's the commander.
He was talking about just how much faith, especially being that far away and seeing the Earth as this small blue oasis. It's almost like we're on a spaceship right now, I believe you said, but folks, y'all are on a spaceship right now.
Right.
And so you're seeing like God all around, and it's kind of a remarkable weekend. Also, a lot of people getting baptized into many different churches or being fully brought into the fold in so many different ways. And of course, they're still the dominant culture is the dominant culture. And I feel though there is a shift happening, an earthquake, if you will. And, that's something before we hit a break here, I just want to reiterate, is that the resurrection should be seen as an earthquake. And I'm, again, stealing from Bishop Barron, but he's right about this.
Yep.
For so many years, it was, especially your more liberal theologians, like it's a metaphor for he spiritually lives in our hearts. And it's not actually true, but it's sort of like it's figuratively true.
You got the joy down in your heart, that kind of thing.
Right, no. It's a myth. It's a helpful, consoling myth and these sorts of things. And people need those, and that's actually good for society. We don't want to disabuse you of your nice myth. No.
Wrong.
If he didn't rise, Christianity's nonsense.
You ain't kidding, brother.
And in a way, it is an earthquake. And in fact, that is what happens when he dies on the cross. There is an earthquake.
Yeah.
When the angels descend on the grave, there is an earthquake.
Yep.
You should be shocked. In the Garden of Gethsemane, when the soldiers are coming to take him away and they ask, Are you Jesus? He says, I am, and they fall down.
I know.
It is an earthquake, and it still reverberates and resounds today and forever. And again, I am on this kick of I don't want to hear it brought down to a nice tale we tell ourselves
to
in order to get through the troubles of life. That's
dumbing it down and making it vanilla. I can't help but think about when you just said about how Bishop Barron said it's an earthquake. Listen, the Romans were meticulous record keepers. They kept notes on everything. They documented everything. They were very thorough. And to see the manuscripts of what they reported after his resurrection and how the Holy Roman Emperor ultimately was changed by one man, and it was neither holy nor Roman. It was right. It was orgiastic, decadent, secular, pagan, and many different peoples inside the empire. So to me, show me there's no other prophet in the world that has done this. This is the Son of God, and it should never be cheapened.
Amen. Anyway, we got a lot to get into. And again, Alan Mendenhall joining us a little after 1 o'clock our time, right after the astronauts break that record. And then Jared Hudson, candidate for United States Senate, will be joining us in person here in the studio a little after 2, and plenty to talk about. Jared, and by the way, the threats kept being thrown, even on Easter Day. Trump dropped an F-bomb on Easter Day.
Yeah, he did.
On Easter Sunday.
He doesn't have any filter sometimes.
I think he said something like, open the effing straits, talking about Hormuz. And there's now been his threats and counter threats from the Iranians and last second peace negotiations that appear to have been falling through. The Iranians just shooting that down late in this morning.
I have a
what a mess.
Well, it is, and I have this rule. I don't tell you what I'm going to do. I'm just going to do it. I'm going to knock you out. I'm not going to tell you I'm coming over there to knock you out.
Anyway,
but he'll figure it out.
Well, we got to hit this break. But y'all stay tuned. More.
Want to carry News Talk in your pocket? Download the News Talk 93.1 app from the App Store. Available on iPhone and Android. Never miss a moment. Download now.
Yes?
Yeah, I'm Bill. You called about some breakers tripping?
Oh, yes, Bill. My brother-in-law says you can do almost anything.
That's me. Not much I hadn't seen.
Do you really want someone who does almost anything in your electric box? Think about that. Because each year, thousands of home fires are caused by faulty wiring. That's why you want a professional, like the electricians at Crosby Electric.
Bill, how's it going? Bill, ooh, are you okay?
Oh, yeah, well, I didn't really need my eyebrows anyway.
At Crosby Electric, all technicians undergo rigorous safety training, as well as background checks, drug testing, and continuing education.
Bill, you think maybe I should call a real electrician?
No, these little slip-ups happen. Everybody does it.
Really?
No, not really. When you need professional electric work or you just like someone to assess your home for safety, call the experts at Crosby Electric, 272-2085, or visit us at crosbyelectric.com.
This is your roving reporter. Today I'm talking with a man from outer space.
What's up, Earthling?
I see you've landed your spacecraft over there in that field.
That's right, man.
My question is, why have you landed here on our planet?
I came to see David Ernest.
The asset preservationist?
Yeah, man. I wanted to see if he would take a look at my portfolio for me.
Well, before you make the trip over there, call him on his toll-free number, 833-596-7233.
And I understand those last 4 digits spell out the word safe.
That is correct.
Funny thing happened the last time I came to Earth.
What was that?
I went to the Walmart, man.
Yes?
And I accidentally went in the back door.
How did that work out?
Well, they stopped me and very gently told me that I needed to go around front and come in.
And then what did you do?
I said, cool, man. Take me to your greeter.
You flew millions of miles just for that.
Hey, man, I don't ride them. I just read them.
What's your biggest investment? More than likely, it's your home. So treat it that way when you hire a painting contractor. With PBS Painting, there are no gimmicks, no $99 specials. Just quality painting and someone who treats your home with the same respect that you do. At PBS Painting, we have been painting for years and look forward to many more years to come. With PBS Painting, the job gets prepped properly, whether it's cleaning, scraping, or priming. We always use quality products, which is a must for a quality paint job. So if you're looking for a painter that doesn't need upfront money and is on the job at all times, then please give me a call. Scott Bowers and PBS Painting, 294-5122. That's PBS Painting, 294-5122. Look at some of our work on Facebook at PBS Painting Montgomery.
Rich Thomas Weather is brought to you by Clark Heating, Air and Plumbing. It's time to schedule your spring tune-up with Clark Heating, Air and Plumbing. Don't wait. Schedule today. Give them a call at 334-277-2125. Alabama certification number 88007.
Rich Thomas Weather.
Well, hi, everybody. We've got a cool forecast for today. Mostly cloudy with a high temperature up to about 69. A little breezy. Northwest wind 6 to 13. Cloudy at times tonight, then clearing late tonight. Jacket weather, overnight low temperature down to about 47. Tomorrow's a nice day with sunshine, a little warmer, high in the upper 70s on Tuesday, near 50 on Tuesday night. We'll be in the mid-70s Wednesday with partial sunshine. There could be an isolated shower, I suppose, Wednesday night. Chances are small. And near 74 for a high with mostly sunny skies on Thursday. From the Blue Water Weather Center, this is Rich Thomas.
CB&S Bank, serving families and communities since 1906. Proud to be named 16th best performing bank nationally in their asset category by American Banker. Learn more at cbsbank.com. CB&S Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
On FM, on your smartphone, and online, the River Region's most trusted voice. News Talk 93.1 FM WACV.
Joey Clark.
Welcome back. Now, the president apparently just gave a press conference, so let's take that press conference. Right now, live is the CIA director speaking, but let's go to where President Trump walked up to the podium and listen in. This is about 20 minutes ago.
It's a great honor to be with you, and happy Easter. We had a great Easter. This is one of our better Easters, I think, in a lot of different ways. I can say militarily, it's been one of the best. So, good afternoon. We have quite a bit to discuss.
Militarily.
Detail.
Goodness gracious.
And we have the people that are most involved. We'll give you exactitude. And we're here today to celebrate the success of one of the largest, most complex, most harrowing combat searches. I guess you would call it a search and rescue mission ever attempted by the military. Generally, when planes are knocked down in war, especially when you're fighting a strong group, an evil group, you can't really do this because you send in 200 men to pick up one. And it's something that's usually not attempted as much as you want to attempt. And bad things happen to that one or two. And in this case, we did two, and it might not have been attempted before, but we did. And we had great talent. We got a little luck too, I would say. And we were helped by a lot of people, a lot of great people. And it was an honor to be involved with it. It's very historic. This is a rescue that's very historic. It'll go down in the books. Late Thursday night, an American F-15 fighter jet went down deep inside enemy territory in Iran while participating in Operation Epic Fury, where we're doing unbelievably well, well at a level that nobody's ever seen before. The entire country can be taken out in one night, and that night might be tomorrow night. Both members of the crew ejected from the aircraft and landed alive. On Iranian soil, I immediately was asked to make a decision. I ordered the U.S. Armed Forces to do whatever was necessary to bring our brave warriors back home. A risky decision, because we could have ended up with 100 dead as opposed to 1 or 2. It's a hard decision to make. But in the United States military, we leave no American behind. We don't do it. Within hours, our armed forces deployed 21 military aircraft into hostile airspace, many flying at very low altitude, being shot by bullets. You bring rifles into play when you're going that low, but there are also certain advantages. And in broad daylight over Iran for 7 hours, at times facing very, very heavy enemy fire. We have a helicopter that's got a lot of bullets in it. It's amazing.
Yeah.
We just realized how good those weapons are. Those our machines are. Nobody has the equipment that we have, and nobody has the military that we have. Not even close. We're the most powerful military anywhere in the world by far. The flight crews and warfighters aboard those aircraft took extraordinary risks to rescue their fellow service members. This first wave of search and rescue forces successfully located the pilot of the F-15, and he was extracted from enemy territory by an HH-60 Jolly Green II helicopter. Fabulous machine as our warriors faced gunfire at very close range. It's amazing that when you look at the machinery, what happened, that nobody was even injured. Meanwhile, the second crew member, a weapons system officer, highly respected colonel, had landed a significant distance away from the pilot. When you're going at those speeds, even if you go out 2 or 3 seconds later, it's miles and miles away because you're going fast. He was injured quite badly and stranded in an area teeming with terrorists from the Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps rough group, as well as besieged militia and local authorities. Many, on top of everything else, they told the communities actually within inside of Iran, the people of Iran, they were given a tremendous incentive to find this pilot. Despite the peril, the officer followed his training and climbed into the treacherous mountain terrain and started climbing toward a higher altitude, something they were trained to do in order to evade capture. They want to always go as far away from the site of the shoot down. You want to go as far away because they all head right to that site. You want to be as far away as you can. And he was injured, and he was an amazing, amazing thing. He scaled cliff faces.
Listen to this.
Bleeding rather profusely, treated his own wounds, and contacted American forces to transmit his location. They have a very sophisticated beeper-type apparatus that is on them at all times. And when they go out on these missions, they make sure they have lots of battery space and they're in good shape. And this one worked really well, amazingly, saved his life. We immediately mobilized a massive operation to retrieve him from the mountain holdout, and he kept going higher and higher. The mountain kept getting rougher and rougher, and really very, very hard to find. The second rescue mission involved 155 aircraft, including 4 bombers, 64 fighters, 48 refueling tankers, 13 rescue aircraft, and more. We were bringing them all over, and a lot of it was subterfuge. We wanted to have them think he was in a different location because they had a vast military force out there. Thousands of people were looking. So we wanted them to look in different areas, so we were scattered all over like we were right on top of them. We had 7 different locations where they thought, and they were very confused. They said, well, wait a minute, they've got groups here, they've got groups there. It's an amazing thing. I was listening to these great people, these great generals. General Raisin Kane was amazing, and Pete Hegseth was amazing. But I listened to the whole thing. It was pretty amazing. So they had all these different sites where everybody thought he was located. We think we have him over there because they have 9 planes circling a little area that's 25 miles down the coast. So in a breathtaking show of skill and precision, lethality and force, America's military descended on the area, the real area, engaged the enemy, rescued the stranded officer, destroyed all threats, and exited Iranian territory while taking no casualties of any kind.
Wow.
The heroic F-15 weapons system officer had evaded capture on the ground in Iran for almost 48 hours. That's a long time when you're in tough shape and when you're bleeding. It's a long time. When we left, as you probably know, we had two large planes, pretty old planes that carried a lot. We needed a lot more equipment going in than coming out, obviously, because going in, we needed to be able to scale mountains, and we had a lot of equipment. But the sand was sandy, wet sand, so we thought there may be a problem taking off because of the weight of the plane, and then we also had all the men jumping back onto the planes, and they got pretty well bogged down, and we had a contingency plan, which was unbelievable, where lighter, faster aircraft came in, and they took them out. We blew up the old planes. We blew them up to smithereens because we had equipment on the planes that, frankly, we'd like to take, but I don't think it was worthwhile spending another 4 hours there taking it off. So we didn't want anybody to have, we have the best equipment anywhere in the world. We didn't want anybody examining our anti-aircraft and other equipment.
Now, that's the president a little earlier. Hegseth's on live saying that Iran was humiliated by this rescue operation. And just from the little bit you heard there, the president laying out, I mean, remarkable success.
Estimated 500 plus KIA for the opposition force. What he didn't say was the Reaper and the Predator drones flew persistently around monitoring where the people were at, and then they would fire on them. So, yeah, it was mastercraft. I think the thing to take away here is, first of all, that unit that he's referring to, the aviators that are coming in with the helicopters and pickups, that's the 160th. They're called the Night Stalkers. They're out of Fort Campbell, Kentucky, up by Nashville.
In fact, after the Easter Vigil, I met a Black Hawk pilot, or had been a Black Hawk pilot there.
Very cool.
Long-term member of the congregation.
Speaking of which, I have an update for you on Cinco.
Oh, yeah.
A very good one.
Okay.
You want to hear it now?
Sure.
So he's been fighting to get reinstated. Well, the appeal that the state did against the original finding by the MSPB administrative federal judge to say, return him to service, you did not do it properly, and thus he is, technicality, he needs to go back. And they wouldn't do it, but they appealed it. They asked for review, a writ of mandamus for review. That's how it works in MSPB. Well, he just got the ruling 4 days ago. They have, from the time that he received the letter, it said this is the final ruling. We had a quorum. There's nowhere else for you to appeal. The state now is part of the agency, which is going to be the Department of Air Force. So they have to return him back to his position within 20 days with all back pay, all benefits for 4 years. Almost.
Wow, that's a lot of money.
It's a big deal. It's a big deal.
Congratulations.
So happy for him. He was out the house on it's taken a toll on him, but he's going to be back. So
now, on this, another wrinkle to this rescue operation, an effort to confuse the Iranians who put up a $60,000 bounty, more than 10 times the average household there in Iran, on the officer's head. The CIA pulled off a diversion on Saturday, planting fake intel that he had already been rescued and was being driven out of Iran. The operation involved landing multiple transport aircraft inside Iranian territory just south of the city of Isfahan, some 200 miles inside the country. A U.S. Air Force landing strip was set up close to the city, which houses many of Iran's missiles and army bases, nuclear facilities, and the last of its fleet of F-14 fighters. Wow.
It's amazing to me because, listen, I mean, when I was in the Rangers, the idea of being beyond the forward line of troops, the FLOT as we called it, or the FIBA, the forward edge of the battle area, but to do that kind of operation and do it with precision. And even though you had these two planes get bogged down, they were right on spot with their plan 2, plan 3. And Joey, nobody else in the world can pull that off.
No.
Nobody.
No, this is incredible. And by the way, in about 15 minutes, the crew of 4 on Artemis II will break the record for the furthest travel away by any human being from the planet Earth. They will break Apollo 13's record. And so we are kind of watching to see when that will exactly happen. Of course, they already approach very close to the moon. There are 4 astronauts on board inside the Orion capsule. Reed Wiseman, the commander, the pilot, Victor Glover, Christina Koch, who's the mission specialist, and Jeremy Hansen, who's a Canadian astronaut. He's also a mission specialist. And it's going to be quite something to behold to see those guys.
They're going to be, I think I heard today on NPR, 42 to 44 minutes of dead time as they go on the other side of the moon, which will be, and I think the commander said, well, it'll be a moment of solitude for us.
Indeed. Here's a quick breakdown. As of 1:56 Eastern Time, they're going to break the record, set to travel further than any human in world history.
Awesome.
They got a wake-up call at about 10:50 a.m. Eastern for a busy day. At 2:45 p.m., the 7-hour lunar flyby begins. They will coast behind the far side of the moon and will lose comms around 6:44 p.m., I guess 5:44 our time, for 40 minutes. Wow, and then there's a more detailed breakdown, if we want to get into it, of all the different sorts of research and everything they're doing hour by hour as they get closer and closer. But here I want to share, this is the pilot, Victor Glover. Bringing up, on Easter, wanting to give a message that was trying to bring, say, the world together in this. But you got to love in like the history of like astronauts read Genesis orbiting the moon on Apollo 8, took communion on the lunar surface, Aldrin did. Psalms from the moon, Irwin did. Bibles to the International Space Station. That's Glover. And then here is Glover here this Easter Sunday as they were on their way to the moon.
I'm glad you brought that up, though. I think these observances are important. And as we are so far from Earth and looking back at, the beauty of creation, I think for me, one of the really important personal perspectives that I have up here is I can really see Earth as one thing. And, when I read the Bible and I look at all of the amazing things that were done for us who were created, it's you have this amazing place, this spaceship. You guys are talking to us because we're in a spaceship really far from Earth, but you're on a spaceship called Earth that was created to give us a place to live in the universe, in the cosmos. I think maybe the distance we are from you makes you think what we're doing is special, but we're the same distance from you, and I'm trying to tell you, just trust me, you are special. In all of this emptiness, this is a whole bunch of nothing, this thing we call the universe. You have this oasis, this beautiful place that we get to exist together. I think as we go into Easter Sunday, thinking about all the cultures all around the world, whether you celebrate it or not, whether you believe in God or not, this is an opportunity for us to remember where we are, who we are, and that we are the same thing, and that we got to get through this together.
Amen, brother.
Outstanding.
And it's just, what an incredible time to be alive. Often the news is full of nonsense. I mean, there is the surreal stuff. Did you see Trump at the Easter egg roll standing right next to the mascot Easter Bunny? Talking about, I'm going to bomb the crap out of Iran, like next to the Easter Bunny.
The one that scared Joe Biden that time?
Yeah.
You remember him?
And Trump is like,
he's like, I'm going to bomb him, I'm going to kick him.
Melania's on Trump's right, and then this Easter Bunny is on his left, and he's talking about
That's great.
what they're going to do with Iran. I'm like, this has to be a simulation.
Kids are rolling around on the lawn. He's talking about mass bombings.
Yeah, it's absolutely.
It's going to be beautiful. It's going to be beautiful. The best of all time that you've
crazy.
ever seen.
But there are incredible things happening in this particular news cycle. But yeah, over the weekend, I believe on Easter Sunday, Trump just couldn't help himself.
Yeah, he dropped, he had a...
Tuesday, this is from Truth Social. Tuesday will be Power Plant Day and Bridge Day, all wrapped up into one in Iran. There will be nothing like it. Open the effing straight. You crazy bastards, or you'll be living in hell. Just watch. Praise be to Allah.
I know.
President Donald J. Trump.
He rubbed their noses in it.
Wow. And of course, they're not relenting.
Of course not. There is going to be only one course of action that will bring resolution to this whole quandary.
Yeah, the U.S. and Iran, I guess this morning we're discussing a 45-day ceasefire, but Iran rejects the ceasefire in a 10-point response to the United States. That came out 2 hours ago. Their official response to a U.S. proposal to end the war through Pakistan after weeks of high-level deliberations, the government news agency IRNA reported, saying Tehran rejected a ceasefire and instead called for a permanent end to the conflict on its own terms. Iran's response, which consisted of 10 points, was finalized following what IRNA described as a comprehensive review at the highest levels of the system. According to the report, Tehran rejected the idea of a temporary ceasefire, citing past experiences, and stressed the need for a lasting resolution to the war that takes into account Iran's considerations. The proposal outlines a set of demands, including an end to hostilities across the region, the establishment of protocols to ensure safe passage through the Strait of Hormuz, reconstruction efforts, and the lifting of sanctions.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting. I think that the takeaway here is I read a really interesting article, and I thought it was going to bring it up to you before, but I got here late. There was proof and evidence that, and as I thought, there was weapon shipments coming from the northwest from the southeast, down from Baluchistan and down through Kurdistan. And apparently Trump made the statement that, well, we gave them a bunch of weapons to distribute to the peoples around them, but that we think that they kept them. And I'm like, yeah. I was like, yeah, well, they give their. It just seemed very strange that they addressed that arming of the citizenship piece.
Well, we have to hit a break here. First, this part of the program brought to you by Montgomery Men's Health. And there at Montgomery Men's Health, well, gentlemen, you only got one life. And if you're feeling wiped out when you wake up in the morning, like you didn't get any sleep at all, you're starting to see that waistline creep, that muscle mass fade, you're losing confidence all through life, including, especially in the bedroom. Well, if other people notice, you're probably in a rough spot. I get it. Nobody likes a lack of confidence, especially not, when the lady's in question. And here's the thing, though, gentlemen, you're not the only one dealing with this. For a lot of guys, ED, low performance, or just the general malaise and just feeling down when it comes to low testosterone. Well, Montgomery Men's Health, powered by Men's Pro, can help you out. They're a men's performance clinic here serving Montgomery, Alabama, have been for years now. They provide in-person care, a lot better than the chat bot with those online pill places. They get labs done quickly, and with urology-backed medicine, they can create a customized treatment plan for you, depending on exactly what you need and what your problem is. And, there are a lot of guys in their 50s and 60s who have gone by Montgomery Men's Health, and after treatment, including on the very same day they go in there, they're starting to feel decades younger, get their confidence back across life and work, in the bedroom, more energy in general, seeing that muscle mass, feeling the energy to actually hit the gym.
I feel normal again.
So y'all check them out today. Make that appointment today. Don't procrastinate, gentlemen. 440-3663 is their number. That's 440-3663, or book online in under 30 seconds at MontgomeryMen'sHealth.com. Montgomery Men's Health, for every man in every season of life.
He may not know whether he's coming or going, but whether you're going to work or coming home, Greg Budell is there. Mornings 6 till 9 and afternoons 3 till 6. Only on News Talk 93.1 FM WACV.
A new year brings new opportunities, and right now the market is starting to shift.
Interest rates are beginning to come down, which means more buying power and more options for buyers who've been waiting.
If you're thinking about buying a home, this could be the moment to take that next step.
And whether you're buying, selling, or investing, having experience on your side matters more than ever.
At Hannah and Eddie Realty Group, we're also growing our team.
If you're an experienced agent ready to make a difference in this market and want to be part of a team that values knowledge, support, and results, call Hannah and Eddie Realty Group, where opportunity meets experience.
For too long, Alabama's statewide news companies have shamed us for our conservative Christian values. Alabama deserves a news company that cherishes our culture, a company that isn't bought and paid for by the powers that be. 1819 News is that company. Run by Alabamians for Alabamians, 1819 News celebrates what is good and beautiful about our state, while exposing those who work against our values in secret. Just go to 1819news.com to learn more. Subscribe to our newsletter. That's 1819news.com.
Hi, I'm Carl Schmidt, naturopath and owner of the Herb Shop Wellness Center at 8161 Vaughan Road. You know, with over 30 years experience in natural wellness, I've seen countless health fads come and go. A few years ago, we added a patented technology that actually activates your stem cells. It reverses the aging process at the cellular level. However, you do need proper hydration and targeted nutrition. At the Herb Shop, our advanced scanning and testing technology allows us to accurately assess your nutritional needs and get a customized plan for you. Come in today and see what the Herb Shop can do for you.
When news happens, you'll hear about it first. The River Region's most trusted voice. News Talk 93.1 FM WACV.
Joey Clark.
Welcome back. Let's go right to the phones and talk to Austin Baranko with Invista Advisors. Hey, Austin, how you feeling this afternoon?
Having a great Monday, Joey. How are you?
Good. Happy Easter to you. Easter season upon us.
Yeah, happy Easter. Had a great weekend with the kiddos and Easter egg hunting and hanging out with the family.
I'd love to hear it. Love to hear it. Now, let's, real quick, let's just tell folks about Invista Advisors if they haven't heard us chat before.
Yeah, so we are a registered investment advisory specializing in wealth management, but we always lead with planning, and that can be planning for retirement or planning to put kids through school or planning to buy or sell a new piece of property or a business. And if you have never consulted a professional in the financial realm to build a plan for you in any capacity, you know, we'd love the opportunity to build you a plan and then kind of custom or tailor make it to your needs and then help you manage that plan in a suitable way. But that's really what we do.
And folks, it's wherever you are in life, not too early or too late to get started. And you can start that conversation at 387-0094. Again, that's 387-0094. Be sure to say, hey, I heard Austin Baranko on the radio with that Joey Clark guy.
Awesome. Well, hey, thank you, Joey, and you have a great day.
You too. Thanks, Austin. Again, that's Austin Baranko with Invista Advisors. Y'all check him out today. And again, Alan Mendenhall should be joining us here before too long. Going to talk about how he doesn't like to celebrate his own birthday.
Some people don't.
Yeah, I'm kind of that way.
No, really?
Yeah.
Listen,
I'm sheepish about it as well.
That's funny because Robin would tell you that when I believe the month should be celebrated.
Really?
Yes. Oh, absolutely.
The entire month of your birth
you should be able to give
celebrated?
decrees and stuff during that period. Yeah, yeah. This is your day time. Don't let them rob you for one day. Get the whole month in.
I think a grown man should be embarrassed to make a big deal out of his own birthday.
I don't even make a big. I don't even think
like
about
his
that.
like if his mother makes a big deal, that's one thing.
It's my birthday, everybody.
Yeah. No, or your mom pampers you, or like somebody close. But like the
That's
only
okay.
time dad gets to celebrate when he's actually dad. If you're a bachelor like I am in your 30s, you need to shut up about your birthday. But apparently, Alan is also he's of course a father, but he's great little piece he wrote that came out this morning at 1819. And then last week he talked about how we are seemingly, despite all the negative news, advancing in a good direction in terms of American economic freedom. So look forward to talking to Alan Mendenhall. And again, Jared Hudson, candidate for United States Senate. And what I believe is a pretty tight race, even after a Trump endorsement.
Yeah, it'll be tight.
I think it's a tight three-way race right now. And to me, it seems the game is who gets in the runoff.
Oh, absolutely. Marshall right now appears to be the odd man out, believe it or not. But that could change in a matter of time. But yeah, the runoff is going to determine the winner.
But Jared is coming into town, so he will be actually stopping by in person here in the studio. And, of course, there's all sorts of little odds and ends, like Nick Saban praising Donald Trump.
Good.
For actually getting people together on this whole NIL reform that needs to be done.
Yes.
And we are about a minute away from Artemis actually breaking the record. Artemis II about to break a world record, the furthest human beings have ever traveled from the Earth. A truly incredible thing to behold. Well,
it's going to be incredible.
And, I mean, there's live action happening across the board in that regard. But, you know, it is interesting what, Trump is still speaking live in front of the White House, or are you paying attention to the men and the woman on heading towards and around the moon? What a day. What a day indeed. And let's see if I can find real quick if NASA has a live feed as this record is about to be broken.
I would think so.
Because we are coming up on it here, like literally happening now, I believe. Let's see if we got this. No sound, really, no.
There you go.
Here we go.
The configuration of the cabin is a little bit different than what it looked like on launch day. After ascent, the crew were allowed to reconfigure their spacecraft, and you can see that they've taken down seats. They have also taken away footrests. This gives them more opportunity to move about the spacecraft.
They're about 59, 58, 57, 50 seconds away from breaking the record. Yeah, and those shots
Orion
of the moon.
itself has 330 cubic feet of habitable volume. That's about the size of 2 minivans and is 60% more cubic volume than the Apollo spacecraft.
Yeah, I'm sure they appreciate
We are
that.
standing by for the Integrity crew aboard Orion to surpass the Apollo 13 record.
30 seconds.
Yeah. What was it, 250,000 miles out they'll go from the Earth? I think they said.
A little bit more, but yeah, around the 250
He said
something.
that's what NPR said today. I didn't know what the exact number was.
I'm sure they're going to make a comment here. 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
They did it.
300,000 people watching this feed alone alive.
That's great.
Wow.
Integrity crew. On April 15th, 1970, during the Apollo 13 mission, 3 explorers set the record for the farthest distance humans have ever traveled from our home planet. At that time, over 55 years ago, Lovell, Swigert, and Hayes flew 248,655 statute miles away from Earth. Today, for all humanity, you're pushing beyond that frontier. Integrity, over to you.
From the cabin of Integrity here as we surpass the furthest distance humans have ever traveled from planet Earth. We do so in honoring the extraordinary efforts and feats of our predecessors in human space exploration.
Wow.
We will continue our journey even further into space before Mother Earth succeeds in pulling us back to everything that we hold dear. But we most importantly choose this moment to challenge this generation and in the next to make sure this record is not long-lived.
There it is, folks.
Amazing.
Thank you, Integrity, and congratulations to you and the rest of the Artemis II team.
Pretty incredible. And that was happening live as we were watching. And I love that message of, let's break this record soon again.
Yes.
We got to hit this top of the hour break. We have Alan Mendenhall joining us after. Broadcasting from the Riverside Chevrolet Master Control Center, this is WACV Cusana, News Talk 93.1 FM. When it's Chevy, it's Riverside.
With SRN News, I'm Bob Agnew in Washington. Shortly after state media reported Iran has rejected a ceasefire proposal, President Trump offered a new and harsh warning to Iran. He says they, quote, just don't want to say uncle. The president told reporters that as he and First Lady Melania Trump hosted the White House Easter egg roll. He says, quote, they don't want to cry, as the expression goes, uncle, but they will, and if they don't, they'll have no bridges. An airstrike hit an information and communications technology building at Tehran Sharif University of Technology this morning. That's according to the economics professor who teaches at the school. He spoke to the team from the Associated Press that had traveled to Iran from abroad to report on developments there. 30 passengers evacuated from a cruise ship that ran aground on a reef in Fiji. The MV Fiji Princess is operated by Blue Lagoon Cruises. This is SRN News.
Health insurance rates are surging in America, leaving millions without affordable options. If you're sick of having paychecks eaten up by healthcare costs or dealing with mega corporations, then listen to this. Christians don't need to waste money on a broken system. That's why I want to tell you about Christian Healthcare Ministries. It's an alternative to traditional health insurance at half the cost. With CHM, fellow believers contribute monthly to help pay each other's medical bills. There's no enrollment period, so you can join anytime. And you aren't restricted to provider networks, so you choose the doctors and hospitals you want. It's that simple. CHM is not insurance. It's a ministry that puts faith into action. Feel the difference of financial support and biblical care from fellow believers. Join CHM today by visiting chministries.org/wellness. That's chministries.org/wellness.
Rich Thomas Weather brought to you by M&M Outdoors. Book your stay today at MNMcampground.com for relaxation at its best. It's easy to find and hard to leave. M&M Outdoors, your home away from home.
Rich Thomas weather.
Well, hi, everybody. We've got a cool forecast for today. Mostly cloudy with a high temperature up to about 69. A little breezy, northwest wind 6 to 13. Cloudy at times tonight, then clearing late tonight. Jacket weather, overnight low temperature down to about 47. Tomorrow's a nice day with sunshine, a little warmer, high in the upper 70s on Tuesday, near 50 on Tuesday night. We'll be in the mid-70s Wednesday with partial sunshine. There could be an isolated shower, I suppose, Wednesday night. Chances are small. And near 74 for a high with mostly sunny skies on Thursday. From the Blue Water Weather Center, this is Rich Thomas.
From the Blue Water Broadcasting News Center, here's today's top stories. A vehicle was hit by gunfire in Montgomery on Saturday. MPD responded to a call at 500 Glade Park Loop in reference to property damage, where an adult man reported his vehicle had received several bullet holes. It was later determined the shooting happened in the 100 block of Eastern Boulevard. A Prattville woman has been arrested following a high-speed police chase. The incident began when an officer attempted to pull a speeding vehicle over on Highway 14. The suspect was eventually stopped on I-65 after reaching speeds over 100 miles per hour. 28-year-old Juliana Wood is charged with felony attempting to elude, reckless endangerment, and multiple traffic violations. Our Montgomery Biscuits host their season home opener tomorrow. The Biscuits take on the Columbus Clingstones in their first game at newly renamed Dabos Park. First pitch 6:05 Tuesday night. Biscuits opening week runs through Sunday, featuring special promotions including max fireworks and t-shirt giveaways. Butter up and play ball. From the Blue Water Broadcasting News Center, I'm Sky Mosley.
This hour of news and views is brought to you by our good friends at Alabama Home Mortgage. Alabama Home Mortgage, 567-4223. Visit them on the web at myalabamahomemortgage.com. NMLS number 1586368, an equal housing lender.
E-Bike Oasis, E-Bike Oasis, E-Bike Oasis, ride for free. E-Bike Oasis, E-Bike Oasis, E-Bike Oasis, ride for free.
At E-Bike Oasis, we're more than just Montgomery's best electric bicycle store. E-Bike Oasis offers free 1-hour electric bicycle rentals and a full-service electric bike repair shop. Stop by E-Bike Oasis in Montgomery today for free rentals, repairs, and electric bicycle brands in town.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance tech at a university, he knows ordering from multiple suppliers takes time away from keeping their arena up and running. That's why he counts on Grainger to get everything he needs, from lighting and HVAC parts to plumbing supplies, all in one place. And with fast, dependable delivery, he's stocked and ready for the next tip-off. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
The views and opinions of the following program are solely those of the host and other contributors. These do not necessarily represent those of Liberty Acquisitions 825, Blue Water Broadcasting, its management, staff, or any advertisers. It's time for Montgomery's conversational radio show. It's news and views on News Talk 93.1 FM. To join the conversation, call 272-9228.
Joey Clark.
Welcome back. And joining us now, as promised, we have with Heritage Foundation, Alan Mendenhall. Alan, how are you today, kind sir?
I'm great. How are y'all doing?
Very good. And, you know, I feel a little giddy because we were just able to share live over the airwaves this Artemis II mission, the Integrity crew there in the Orion capsule, breaking Apollo 13's record for having traveled the farthest away from Earth ever in human history. And I would love to get your reaction to not just that, but the United States in particular sending human beings back to the moon.
Yeah, I mean, it's exciting. We haven't done this in a while, and it's pretty incredible what we're able to do. I just think our capacity to do things is still unmatched on the global stage. We are still a powerful country. I know we'll probably talk about some of these World Economic Freedom rankings, but we're still lagging a little bit in that, but we're still an amazing country and historically unprecedented with the things we've been able to accomplish in the amount of time we've accomplished them. We're still a pretty young country.
And even when like NASA, a government program, is leading the way on this particular mission, you're like, they're doing it in spite of the politics of DC. And it's kind of remarkable. We can still do things that we can do despite the noise and the nonsense and the corruption of our political system.
It helps when a near peer adversary like China's
wakes us up.
There.
Yes, competition is always good, even when it's state competition, competition among states. I'm actually looking forward to seeing what happens with SpaceX as it goes public, by the way. It's got an IPO.
Yes.
It's probably going to go public this summer, which is interesting because it's like the exact opposite of what Elon Musk did with Twitter, which was take it from public to private. And so we'll see. I don't know how he's going to enjoy having to deal with specific shareholders. I don't think it'll take long before BlackRock, State Street, and Vanguard become like the largest holders of SpaceX, but we'll see.
Well, and his idea of putting essentially AI data centers in orbit, and it's not like a fairy tale or a sci-fi, given what he's done with Starlink. Talk about don't listen to my advice financially, folks, but like that seems like an obvious win, at least in a bigger time frame, like a 5-10 year window, if not further.
Well, he's such a visionary, and that is one thing I'm worried about if SpaceX goes public, which it sounds as if it will, is that you'll have these shareholders which are more concerned with just immediate earnings than with vision. And Elon Musk took a hit with Twitter where he lost employees, he lost revenue, he lost advertisers, but created a much better product. And the people who are on Twitter are far more loyal to it. And people tend to get their information there in ways they didn't before. So I think Twitter has improved, even if he sacrificed some financial earnings. And I'm not sure shareholders are willing to like make a better product just at the expense of earnings. I don't know. We'll see.
Now, and I got to ask you real quick, because I think you saw my post and liked my post. What in the world over Easter weekend? It was like if you just put the word Catholic in a post, like it's some reason the X algorithm decided to bring all the world's Catholics together all of a sudden.
Well, the New York Times ran an article within the last couple of weeks about the number of Catholic conversions, and I think that really got the conversation started. This was Catholic conversions in the United States. And that's something that is happening among young people. Young people have really started converting to Catholicism. And this is during an era in which we've seen increasing secularization across the board. And there's just an exception out there that is starting to stand out. And that's what it is. And I think young people, I can only speculate, but I think young people are drawn to tradition. They're drawn to an anchor. They've been raised in a world that is rudderless, and they want purpose. They want meaning. They want history. And I think there's a little bit of the Harry Potter aesthetic that goes with it too.
Sure.
Just sort of the old aesthetics of Catholicism.
Well, I have to admit, when I hear, obviously sometimes at the local church, the music isn't great. But when you hear like properly done, like classic chant, like nuns doing these chants, I'm like, that's the music of the elves from Tolkien right there. Like
Yes,
that's
exactly.
where he got it from.
Give me Gregorian chants before you give me the guy in the guitar up on stage, with his hand in the air. I'd much rather hear Gregorian chants. And the other thing about just having a chorus in general is that it doesn't highlight the individual. Everybody sort of becomes subsumed in the group so that no one person stands out, and it becomes more of a form of corporate worship rather than individualized performance, if that makes sense. I don't know how we got on this subject, but it's kind of true.
Catholicism has a meritocracy then.
Oh, yeah. No, and it's also interesting. There is a dynamic of, I think, the younger generation, and this is, I think, not just in the Catholic denomination, but across a lot of the Christian faith. You're seeing them longing for that more traditional. And in ways, it's at odds with the older folks. You're seeing a big decline in the boomers of just reading the Bible and going to church. And so I think that is the seeds were planted, and there's sort of this reawakening happening. And I heard something fascinating the other day of, what happened to Gen X, what happened to millennials initially with the new atheist rise in the early aughts and whatnot. What did we not pass along the faith? And one theory is actually it's more the boomer generation. They all went to church, but it's more like punching a card.
Yep.
And their kids went, well, if it's just punching a card and it's sort of just stories we tell ourselves to be culturally belonging, then why am I even doing it if I don't actually believe it? So I think there's like this return to that traditional orthodox with a little o belief across a lot of denominations. It's fascinating to watch.
Well, you got children. You have children, so let me ask you this there, Alan. How do you believe the planting of your seeds in your children should always yield fruit down the road? I believe that if you plant it, they will come. They will come. You did. You came back, right? But what do you think about that, Alan, with your children? I mean, I know your children are probably perfect, knowing you, but I'm saying, how did you approach it when you're raising your children with faith?
They are not perfect. They are great kids, though, but they're not perfect. I don't think no humans are. But no, my children have been thoroughly catechized. We'll put it that way, because we do go to a Presbyterian church in Opelika. It's a Trinity Presbyterian Church in Opelika, and they go to a school which is associated with the church. So they're in the same building 6 out of 7 days a week. I sometimes forget that myself, when I'm going to the church on Sunday, I'm like, oh, my kids have been here like every day this week already. And they really impressed me with their sort of classical education. We've watched films that are, based on different classical stories, and they're like, that's not what happened at Troy. This is, and then they'll dispute all the facts. I'm like, wow, they actually know a lot more than I would have ever expected. So I'm very pleased with the education they're getting. And, my son's done the Iliad and the Odyssey, and they've done them all.
Good.
It's really
awesome.
Really great.
Now, I hope you're creating memories with your own kids' birthdays, because I loved your op-ed or your column, your essay out today, where you don't have memories of your own childhood birthdays. And I'm with you, by the way. I'm like, especially since I'm still a bachelor past 35, I shouldn't make a fuss about my own birthday at all. I need to just shut up about it. But let's get into this. I have some birthday memories, though, at least. What's the deal here?
I don't know. I wasn't sure that I didn't remember my birthday, so I asked my mom. I called her up. I said, Mom, what were some of my birthday parties? Because surely once she started listing them, I would remember them. And she started listing them. I couldn't remember any of them. I have no recollection of any of my childhood birthday parties. Not a single one. I can remember getting different gifts, and of course I remember many Christmases and things like that. But for whatever reason, I just don't remember my birthday. And the only reason this came up is, because you write a weekly column for 1819, you have to come up with stuff. And my birthday's in the month of April. I thought, well, I'll write about my birthday, but because I don't celebrate. I don't like celebrating it, but let me think about why. Why is it that I don't like celebrating it?
Funny.
And so I had to start thinking about the reasons why. And that's when I started realizing, wait, I don't even remember any birthdays from my kid. Maybe there's something here.
Yeah, my block.
Well, and I agree with you also. I have this thing where I don't like obligatory gift giving moments, Christmas gift, and I'll do them, but birthday gift, when you're expected to give a gift to somebody. I like those unexpected gifts.
Like what you got today for me.
Yeah, like this whole jar of jalapenos.
That's a good gift. That's right.
Good. That is a good gift.
Yeah. But those are kind of the best moments where you kind of know all that person will like it, as opposed to when you're forced to do it, you never know what you... And if they get you make this point in your piece, if they get you something that kind of stinks, you got to put on this good face of oh, thank you so much. I'll use this and cherish it forever.
I love it.
Yeah, it's performative. And then when you're at even if it's Christmas or a birthday, when you have a series of gifts to open and there's then your mind is performing the hierarchy as you go. This one's better than that. That's terrible. If it's just one gift, it's pretty easy to be pleased with it. But when you've got several, there's something on my face that's going to portray my feelings about it. Like, oh, this one's good, but it's probably not as good as the one that just came before, or whatever it is. I don't know. And it's like the first gift is probably even better because it's new and fresh. But then as you open the next gift and the next gift, it's like the marginal utility or something for economics. Each gift you open brings you less pleasure because it's the next gift.
That's great.
Well, and folks, I encourage you to go check out Alan's essay out today there on the front page of 1819news.com. And always good. And I do like, because, I think it's because I'm also a columnist there. I like the personalized ones where, let's get into, you get to know people through their writing, especially through the weeks. But of course, last week you had a follow-up on the Global Economic Freedom Rankings. Now, this is put out by your employer, the Heritage Foundation. Last year was kind of, well, I'll let you characterize it. How was last year, and then how are we doing this year with the new ranking?
Yeah, so the United States actually jumped to 22nd, which is our biggest annual improvement since 2001, because we had been losing ground over the years, and we had actually a 5-year decline. This year marks the reversal of a 5-year decline. So the United States is doing much better. The top 3 are Singapore, Switzerland, and Ireland. And what I pointed out last year, and I wrote an 1819 news column about this, and I didn't mention it in my column this year, but the Scandinavian countries actually do quite well on economic freedom, which is sort of surprising to many people that like to characterize these countries as being socialist, but they're really not. They're capitalist economies. They have big welfare states, but they have private property rights. They have open markets. They're more culturally homogenous. They're small, and so there's a lot of trust among people. There's less fraud. They sort of tax broadly. They don't just tax the rich the way like the United States just focuses our taxation on people of particular income brackets, whereas they don't have as much of a lower class to be held up by a welfare state. Most people are just kind of middle class, upper class already. So there's not a lot of burden on that welfare state, even though the policies are there. They're not actually having to redistribute the wealth the way we do. But in a lot of ways, they've got economic freedom way better than ours in terms of their corporate tax rates being low. They have very few regulations. They've got pretty free trade, and their corporate laws are really favorable to managers in the sense that they don't have the type of high minimum wage laws we have. They can hire and fire pretty easily, but they actually don't fire people at high rates. You would think that they would if those were the laws, but what happens is they have these complex systems of negotiation, and by the time the negotiation process is concluded, both employer and employee are typically pretty pleased with the terms, and so they stick with it together, and it's really interesting. Whereas here we do things very rapidly, and we don't do it through that prolonged negotiation. But then when people get hired, it's harder for them to get fired, and we have all these employment law regulations that are very difficult to deal with. And in general, these countries, they're culturally ambitious, and they have a lot of entrepreneurship, and so they adhere to contracts. They don't have as much of a need for government intervention, which is not really what I mean by need, but put it this way, when people just generally adhere to contracts and they follow through with their promises, there's less of a reason to try to go to government to seek intervention, because there's no need to like that. Like, why would you? Because people are handling it on their own privately. That's what I mean when I said there's no need for government. It's just that people are handling their business without resort to litigation. They don't have as many frivolous lawsuits as we do. And so the system runs fairly smoothly in these countries.
Now, one I just noticed, because at the beginning of the Trump administration, I wanted more of the wrecking ball or the chainsaw approach to cutting government, and the no pain, no gain theory. And Javier Milei is like probably the closest thing to I think I've I would love to vote for him. I wish you could get an American politician like Javier Milei. And they recorded the index's single greatest annual improvement on this global rankings index. And I mean, generally, how do you view this experiment in political economy that Milei has ushered in?
Well, I like it. They had the largest gain in the world of any country. They're now ranked 106, which means they still got a long way to go, but they've come a long way. But yeah, I like Milei. I like what he's doing. I know there's a lot of Twitter sphere debate going on about Milei and Hans Hermann Hoppe and others like that. But I like Milei's doing it. I mean, if you live in the concrete world of practical politics, it's hard to imagine like what a Rothbardian prime minister or president or world leader would even look like. How do you even get those things? I don't know, but all things considered, in the world of practical politics, I think Milei is about as good as you can get.
Well, and then on the other side of the coin, you mentioned China in your write-up, and it really does show how much China has backslid, or like any gains they really had, say, for a little while. Was it Xi Jinping, I believe, who...
Deng Xiaoping.
Yeah, I get all tripped up over those names.
Zhao was after him.
But with this new Xi Jinping, the backsliding economically, it almost gives me hope that they're this manufacturer juggernaut that is required to export things, but in terms of actually creating value for their people and thus just greater value and opportunity for investment, I don't know if I see it there in China, seeing how repressed they are.
Yeah, I mean, China has all these ghost cities and all these abandoned properties and construction projects. But people will look at China and say, well, that's proof that communism works. But what they're missing is that it was rejecting the pure communism. It was the liberalization of China that made the rise of China possible. It wasn't the communism. It was the rejection of communism when they started jettisoning all the state control of everything and allowing markets to do what markets do. And it helps that they have however many billion people they've got, because when you have that many people, even if they're not producing that much individually, collectively they're producing a lot because they just have so many people. So that helps. They do have a pretty large private sector still, even though they have so much state control over things. Now, if they had purely privatized, for example, their liquefied natural gas, they have much more extensive shale deposits than we do in the United States, but they haven't really done anything with them. Whereas we had the shale revolution from 2008, 2012, and we now export liquefied natural gas like crazy. And it's because we fracked and we got down there, we got the gas, we cool it down into a liquid, we bottle it up, and we send it all over the place. And it's amazing what we've done. And even though we don't have as much shale, shale as China does, but because we did have private companies that were competing, we were able to really innovate and move quickly, whereas China is still lumbering behind with its state-controlled giants that can't do this. They just don't have the tech yet.
So when I was in China with the Corps of Engineers, we went on did a liaison visit to the Gorges Dam, and Alan, I was blown away by two things. Number one, they were injecting contaminated water and chemicals back into the ground where there was no shale, but they were using they were using LIDAR to determine, but they're putting it down into the water, and our environmental engineers are watching what they're doing. They go, well, this is how we get rid of some of our byproduct waste, industrial waste. We inject it into an area here, not full understanding the ramifications of what's going to happen into the water table. Secondly, the best part was when the guy's giving the briefing, and our environmental engineer stands up and goes, "Did you have an environmental impact plan for the fish and the amphibians and stuff in the water?" And the guy looks at him and goes, "No." people are more important than anything in nature. And I thought, there you go. That's the China way. It's brutal, man. It's beautiful, but you go one step over in the provinces, and it's biblical Old Testament out there. That's what I noticed.
Well, this is how they get all those dragon boats. There's this one, but back when the History Channel used to be a thing, now it's just history. There was probably the most fascinating documentary that I've ever watched was on dragons and how both Eastern and Western cultures have their own notions of dragons and they have their own lore and mythology. And they sent this one guy over to China to investigate the story about this guy using dragon bones for medicine.
I've seen it.
And he goes out there. This is like a field full of fossils and like dinosaur. There are dinosaur bones everywhere. They're like, oh my gosh, look at all these dinosaur bones. This is unreal. This guy's shaving dinosaur bones down to powder and feeding it to people. What's going on here?
Yeah, who needs Montgomery Men's help when you get a T-Rex femur powder for you?
We don't need the doctor. We just need Brontosaurus bones.
That's right.
Well, with America's 250th birthday coming up, I want us to be number one because I was going to raise we're this capitalist country. We defeated the Soviet Union and all this other stuff, and yet we still have what's the classic like mixed economy sort of hangover from that era of FDR, it seems.
Well, I think that's right, and more troublesome is that popular notions are that the United States is this free capitalist economy when in fact we're so far down the list. That's troublesome. I mean, we are number 22. That's not even close to where we were when these lists started. When the Heritage Foundation first started these lists, we were always right up towards the top, and we have fallen so far behind. And yet people still think of us as being the leader of the free world, when in fact all these countries we think of as being less free than us are actually more free, and at least economically. And so that's a shocker. And I say at least economically, the important qualifier, because Australia is number 4 on the list, and they were terrible during the lockdowns under COVID. So that's why I say economically. I just want to point out that there are some major footnotes to this story that this data tell.
Well, Alan, I always appreciate your time. It always flies by because I think we're having fun and we're learning things along the way. If folks want to check out your work or, in fact, look at sort of the Heritage Foundation's sort of interactive tool, maybe dig into some of these Freedom Index numbers themselves, these global rankings, how can they do so?
Yeah, they would just Google Heritage Foundation World Economic Freedom Index, and you can look at this year's, you can look at last year's, you can look at all the years. And if you get into the site, you can tool around with different countries and dig into the data a bit more. You can pull all the data in an Excel spreadsheet if you want to.
Very cool. And if folks, alanmendenhall.com?
alanmendenhall.com.
Well, I appreciate it until, I guess, a couple Mondays away. Always good to talk to you, sir.
Good. All right, guys. Good to talk to you.
Again, folks, that's Alan Mendenhall. Always appreciate his time. This part of the program, in fact, the entire hour brought to you by Alabama Home Mortgage.
Oh, yeah.
And they're at Alabama Home Mortgage. They are ready to help you out whether you're looking to buy or refinance that home. Maybe that home you're eyeing on the market. Yeah. Well, you need to go ahead and get pre-approved.
Absolutely got to get pre-approved.
It could be, you're downsizing, like you're empty nesters now. It could be you're going through a divorce.
Sure.
Maybe the family's growing. You need a bigger place.
Right.
All sorts of reasons to buy and get into a new place. And if you're sitting on a lot of equity and you're wanting to improve the property, or you're looking to get credit card debt off your back, or make sure maybe your burn rate's a little high in terms of your retirement funds.
Right.
Like, you can get that monkey off your back, so to speak.
You could.
But, of course, you could always do something fun, like that big European vacation deal. You always wanted to go to Rome with the wife. You can do that, whatever your goals are. They can help you there at Alabama Home Mortgage. Yes. And if you're a veteran, they specialize, right? Specialize in the VA mortgage. The VA system might be broken in other parts, but not the VA mortgage.
Not the mortgage.
It remains one of the strongest home financing options available. Things like benefits like no down payment purchases and 100% cash out refinances.
Crazy.
So, folks, take advantage of all this today. Go with a great local company, great local people there. Kim and Madeline at Alabama Home Mortgage. 567-4223. That's 567-4223. Or you can always apply online at myalabamahomemortgage.com. There is a difference in mortgage companies. Like Kim and Madeline prove that to you today. NMLS number 1586368. an equal housing lender.
Want to carry News Talk in your pocket? Download the News Talk 93.1 app from the App Store. Available on iPhone and Android. Never miss a moment. Download now.
This is your roving reporter. Today I'm talking with a prospector. That's right, man. I'm prospecting for gold. You dig? No, but it looks like you do. And you know the first thing I'm going to do when I strike it rich? What's that? I'm going to hire David Ernest to be my money man. You mean everyone's favorite asset preservationist? That is correct, man. I'm going to call him up at 833-596-7233. 833-596-SAFE. You know, I've heard a lot of good things about David Ernest. You know, he's the best money man around with over 40 years of experience. Experience is necessary, especially when you're digging for gold. That's right, man. And I can see that you don't have very much experience. What do you mean, man? Well, you have the little plastic bucket and shovel like a kid would take to the beach. Yeah, man, well, I want to start out small and then kind of pace myself up until I strike it rich. Well, maybe you should call David Ernest first. You think he's got a shovel? Never know till you ask. I dig, man.
If you own a home and need cash, you could unlock thousands of dollars from your home equity quickly and easily. Call LendGo today at 888-407-7095. At LendGo, you can find out how much cash you could get with a home equity loan in just 2 minutes. It's free, there's no obligation, and it won't affect your credit score. Use the money for anything. Pay off high-interest debt, make home improvements, or just give your budget some breathing room. Best of all, you keep your low mortgage rate while you're getting the cash you need. See how much you can get today. Call 888-407-7095. That's 888-407-7095. Or visit lendgo.com. That's LENDGO.com. Homeowners nationwide are doing it. Now it's your turn. Call 888-407-7095 today. LendGo, where homeowners go to get cash. 888-407-7095.
From weddings and concerts to cookouts and construction sites, TT Porta Toilets has been serving Central Alabama for over 30 years. Whether you need standard portable toilets with wash stations or upscale restroom trailers for special events, the Tierce family has the right solution for every occasion. So when you're planning your next big event or project, make it easy on yourself. Call 285-5513 or visit ttportatoilet.com. TT Porta Toilets. Clean, convenient, dependable.
Are you tired of the mainstream media's biased reporting? Do you want to stay informed on the news that really matters to you? Look no further than 1819 News. At 1819 News, we bring you the latest in Alabama news, politics, sports, culture, and more. We've assembled a team of journalists with Alabama values dedicated to the truth and the truth alone. Visit us at 1819news.com today. That's 1819news.com. Subscribe to our newsletter. Honest News, Alabama Values. This hour of news and views is brought to you by our good friends at Alabama Home Mortgage. Alabama Home Mortgage, 567-4223. Visit them on the web at myalabamahomemortgage.com. NMLS number 1586368. An equal housing lender.
Hi, this is Bo Goodson from the Goodson Group with your Real Estate Minute. Here in the River region, thousands of hardworking folks will be buying a home, some for the first time. How do you know you are buying the right home? It starts with research. A buyer's agent can help you in your search, providing a list of homes you may not be aware of or know about. At the same time, a meeting with a local lender to find out exactly what you qualify for and how much it will cost at closing and monthly. A list of needs and wants provided to your agent will help them locate properties that match those needs. An example would be bedrooms, baths, school zones, floor plan requests will also help. Start shopping and look at homes and compare and make a list of pluses and minuses for each home. Compare them with your agent to narrow the field. After you work out the contract, appraisals and inspections come next, and then the closing. For more details, call Bo Goodson at the Goodson Group, 221-2883. That's 221-2883.
This hour of news and views is brought to you by our good friends at Alabama Home Mortgage. Alabama Home Mortgage, 567-4223. Visit them on the web at myalabamahomemortgage.com. NMLS number 1586368. An equal housing lender.
Weather, a service of H&H Carpets, where right now, get a load of this, listen close, you get a house full of carpet for $19.95 installed. Unbelievable. They're located at 6450 Atlanta Highway, just across from Walmart.
Rich Thomas weather.
Well, hi, everybody. We've got a cool forecast for today, mostly cloudy with a high temperature up to about 69. A little breezy, northwest wind 6 to 13. Cloudy at times tonight, then clearing late tonight. Jacket weather, overnight low temperature down to about 47. Tomorrow's a nice day with sunshine, a little warmer, high in the upper 70s on Tuesday, near 50 on Tuesday night. We'll be in the mid-70s Wednesday with partial sunshine. There could be an isolated shower, I suppose, Wednesday night. Chances are small. And near 74 for a high with mostly sunny skies on Thursday. From the Blue Water Weather Center, this is Rich Thomas.
Feeling the pressure of high credit card rates? ASE Credit Union has you covered with a low 1.99% APR on balance transfers. Move your balances in March or April and lock in that 1.99% rate through your October statement. Visit ASE Credit Union today. Federally insured by NCUA. Terms and conditions apply.
The premier place the River Region turns to for news, weather, traffic, and opinion. News Talk 93.1 FM WACV.
Welcome back. Now, let's talk some local.
Yeah.
And, I mean, as I said at the beginning of the show, thank God for another beautiful day. Even though it's a little overcast, you can still see the sun sneaking through that sheet of clouds, that veil of clouds. And Montgomery needs a new mayor.
It does.
Just always a good day to remind folks that. Now, I'm seeing one person who is part of the city council leadership, who's on the show regularly, penned an op-ed that's out today at Yellowhammer News. Andrew Szymanski.
Yeah, we know it.
And he says, "Where we lack versus what we lack" is the name of his op-ed.
Okay.
He writes, "As a member of the Montgomery City Council, I've watched with growing concern, as our city grapples with serious public safety challenges. Alabama's Senate Bill 298, which, by the way,
yes,
the local leadership cannot stand.
Well, it's going to pass too, right?
They're getting a little hysterical about it.
They're going to have to comply. They're going to be held accountable.
But Andrew Szymanski writes, Alabama's Senate Bill 298, sponsored by State Senator Will Barfoot, has ignited spirited and loud debate. While opinions differ, some view it as a government overreach and others as a necessary response. Right. The core issue is clear. Senator Barfoot is right that Montgomery is facing a genuine crisis in police staffing and crime. This bill would not be necessary, writes Andrew Szymanski, if those in leadership had demonstrated real transparency about the severity of our staffing shortages, along with genuine collaboration and a concrete plan to address them. By the way, this is a multi-year issue. It did not get here overnight." Amen, Andrew Szymanski.
Teared it up.
He's 100% right about that. The bill would require Class 3 municipalities like Montgomery to maintain a minimum of 2 full-time law enforcement officers per 1,000 residents. This legislation wouldn't be necessary if Montgomery as a city, Montgomery as a county, and our community partners were willing to come to the table with honest, candid communication to solve our crime problem as well as others.
Where's the problem there?
Forget the statistics for a moment, writes Andrew Szymanski. Crime is not a partisan or geographic issue. It affects every neighborhood, every family, and every business. I hear people's concerns daily in regards to crime. One of the most frustrating aspects of this debate is the very transparency we claim to value but consistently fail to practice. As a council member, says Andrew Szymanski, I struggle to obtain accurate real-time data on police staffing levels, let alone other critical community metrics. Too often, instead of collaborating towards solutions, we argue, deflect, and fight over process while our community pays the price. Meanwhile, cities like Huntsville, Tuscaloosa, Birmingham, Mobile, Dothan, and Auburn have moved forward. Not because they face fewer challenges, but because they have collaborated with partners, invested in solutions, and told their stories effectively. We have the resources. As long as I have been a city councilor, says Andrew Szymanski, we have enjoyed a healthy budget surplus year over year. Yet meaningful progress on police recruitment remains elusive. Our marketing efforts are simply not working. We must think differently. We need to study successful recruitment strategies from other cities across the country while highlighting the positive aspects of life in Montgomery. Look at the Equal Justice Initiative. They have turned Montgomery's history into a powerful draw, bringing visitors from across the United States and around the world. I'll say, as a very conservative guy, 'tis true.
It is very true.
Their success comes from strategic investment and marketing that more than pays for itself. Why can't we apply that same innovative, forward-looking approach to public safety, Andrew Szymanski asks. For too long, Montgomery has been trapped in a cycle of missed opportunity and self-inflicted setbacks. We look at other places and wonder why we can't have what they have. The reality is our city can be its own worst enemy.
Yep.
Amen, brother.
Leadership.
The only way forward is to improve our recruitment strategies and stop repeating the same failed approaches. It's time for Montgomery to lead with transparency, collaboration, and bold and innovative action. Our residents are counting on us, regardless of your opinion on the bill. The writing is clear. Our city has every ingredient it needs to become a beacon of the South it ought to be, rather than another declining capital city watching its potential go unrealized. And again, that was all Andrew Szymanski, of course, has served on the Montgomery City Council, representing District 7 since his election in 2023, makes a monthly visit here. And yeah, I mean, that reflects some of the conversations I've had with him.
Speaking the truth. I mean, listen, why is, let me get this right. Everybody else is wrong and we're right here, the way we've been approaching law enforcement. No, there's a common denominator. It's Montgomery, and it's the leadership of Montgomery. And police, I had friends that have worked there. I have friends that are state police. They said that nobody in their right mind would, unless you've got time in there and you don't want to leave because you don't want to lose retirement, Joey, you're not going to join that force.
So somebody sent me a breakdown where it starts with 2020 census numbers for each big city in Alabama.
Yeah.
And then actual online resources that show what the police force levels are. For instance, Huntsville.
Cool. Okay.
Based on 2020 census, maybe be more at this, probably more at this point, but over 6 people over 215,000.
Okay.
According to the City of Huntsville website. So it's not some just news guesstimate.
No, I got you.
The City of Huntsville website, they have 3 police precincts, approximately 500 sworn officers, 200 civilian personnel, and patrol an area around 220 square miles.
Wow.
Birmingham, 196,644 folks as of the 2020 census. They have over 600 officers. And according to the City of Birmingham website, 202 officers were added from January of 2025 through August of 2025. Wow. It's incredible.
That would solve
and I think that's from
here.
Birmingham, Alabama, birminghamal.gov.
I believe it. It's local.
Montgomery. We have just shy of 200,000, 195,352 folks. There are reports and guesstimates of 220 to 230, but there's no link.
Of course.
But Mobile has about 187,000 people.
What do they show?
One of the senators in Mobile said budgeted for 516 currently have 504 officers, and they got that from WKRG.
Okay.
An article talking about the Mobile Police Department expanding 20 officers being welcomed into the force. And so this goes right to what it's not just this op-ed by Andrew Szymanski. It's been the knowledge out there.
Sure.
He's a city councilman and he can't get a straight answer.
This lack of leadership and this central authority.
I certainly understand that, if a jackass on the radio's asking you every time, somebody from the city comes in, you might be a little annoyed. You don't want to put that out there. But people that actually represent people in this city.
I agree.
Who were voted into office to represent the city. It's a shame.
It's shameful and it's almost criminal in some regards.
And so what did Szymanski lay out here? Lack of transparency.
Right.
Struggled to obtain accurate real-time data on police staffing levels. Instead of collaborating towards solutions, we argue, deflect, and fight over process. And also, we don't actually collaborate.
And there's a proof of concept with the civil rights image that they've hatched and nurtured. Why can't you do that for this? So
anyway, just wanted to put that out there, and I appreciate Andrew Szymanski writing that out there. Yeah, I think new leadership would solve a lot of these problems because to me it is not a dollars and cents thing. It is not a budgeting thing by any means. I don't think it's even a general investment, as with EJI and other things happening. There is growth and investment all around the city.
Yeah.
I think it has more to do with lack of communication and a lack of trust. We were just talking about that with Alan Mendenhall.
Yes, we were.
And when you have that lack of trust, that can be poisonous. And I'm not, by the way, I want to be clear, I'm not putting that all on the mayor. I think we need a new mayor. But I'm not, there's a lot of folks around here that have their little fiefdoms, and it's very difficult to get everybody rowing in the same direction.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think what solves that is a new, good, strong leader that kind of wakes some of these folks up. But
I agree.
Daggum, it's annoying.
Well, you know what? I think that I don't think anybody ever goes into office with bad intentions per se.
Right.
But I think that the arena that you're in will dictate how you play. And I think Steve Reed he's bright, he's charismatic. I enjoy talking to him, but I just don't know if he's cut out for. Listen, this job here is going to take someone with a lot of horsepower to get it done, because the culture has been derelict for years.
When there's one line here in this, we need partners, we need people, city, county, and community partners willing to come to the table with honest, candid communication. Honest, candid communication. Indeed. Let's go to line one. You're on there. Who's this?
Hey, it has been.
Hey, Has-Been. How you doing?
I've been away from the radio. Most of the day, so I don't know what's going on. But I'm completely willing to lay the blame where it is and say it. I've said it before. Stephen Reed is a liberal socialist Democrat. He's soft on crime. They just believe that, and that's how it's going to be. And then until we get a new mayor, nothing will change. And I don't know if this bill got out of the House today or not. I hope it gets passed.
Looks like it.
But
I'm hoping so.
Short of new leadership, nothing is going to change in Montgomery.
Well, I kicked off the show saying thank God for another beautiful day, and Montgomery needs a new mayor. We're in agreement.
He did say that. Yeah.
All right. Keep it up, guys.
All right, Has-Been. Thank you.
Has-Been.
He's right.
272-9228. This part of the program brought to you by Pest Pro Services. And they're Pest Pro, Ashley, and that great team. Well, they're ready to help you out as things are coming alive. Now, it's been a cool spring for the time being, but
it's not killed them. They're coming back.
Like if you're tired of the mosquitoes, you actually want to enjoy your backyard or your front porch, all that you invested to make it beautiful, great place to hang out, except for the mosquitoes. They can take care of those. Could be you got like a unique acute wasp problem or yellow jacket problem or something like that.
That's your expertise.
They're after me. I think they actually are after me.
You.
Like, I don't even know if pest control can solve my problem.
Like, Joey, we can't help you.
I think I need a doctor or a priest or something like that in terms of my problem.
They're angry.
But, of course, they can also help you lay down termite protection and do an inspection and lay down year-round protection against those termites. And don't forget about their basic pest control package. It's a monthly subscription model, so you can control costs over time. A great way to have a budget-friendly approach to pest control. So you'll check them out today. Get in touch with Pest Pro Services. You can always learn more at ppsriverregion.com or search for Pest Pro Services on the Book of Faces, or just call them direct, 265-9990. That's 265-9990. And be sure to tell them that Joey and Troy, those fellas on the radio, sent you. Hopefully we'll have Michael Cohen on the other side of this break.
Yes, we will.
He may not know whether he's coming or going, but whether you're going to work or coming home, Greg Budell is there. Mornings, 6 till 9, and afternoons, 3 till 6. Only on News Talk 93.1 FM, WACV.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack. Sure, you can post your job to some job board, but then all you can do is hope the right person comes along, which is why you should try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter doesn't depend on candidates finding you. It finds them for you. Its powerful technology identifies people with the right experience and actively invites them to apply to your job. You get qualified candidates fast. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you what you're looking for. The needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free That's right, free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. That's ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter.com/radio.
ZipRecruiter.
At Blue Water Broadcasting, we believe great advertising starts with relationships. That's why so many local business owners trust us, not just for radio, but for digital too. If you're already running digital advertising and you're not seeing results, it may be time to explore your options. Our team takes the time to understand your business, then builds custom campaigns using a multi-channel, conversion-focused approach. So whether it's digital display, social media, or you need help increasing your online presence, Blue Water Broadcasting can help. Before your next campaign, let's have a conversation. Visit bluewaterbroadcasting.com.
We get a lot of questions about what all we handle at Hannah and Eddie Realty Group. I'm Hannah Grantham.
And I'm Eddie Bader, and we will handle all of your real estate needs.
We handle all your buying and selling needs, from your first home, next home, land, investment property, and even commercial properties.
We do it all and have the experience that shows you what makes us different.
So when you think real estate, think Hannah and Eddie Realty Group. Look us up on Facebook or give us a call at 334-368-6358. And let us show you who you have on your sign matters.
This hour of news and views is brought to you by our good friends at Alabama Home Mortgage. Alabama Home Mortgage, 567-4223. Visit them on the web at myalabamahomemortgage.com. NMLS number 1586368, an equal housing lender.
Trustworthy, accurate, immediate. Carrying your voice across the river region. News Talk 93.1 FM WACV.
Joey Clark.
Welcome back. Let's go right to the phones and talk to Michael Cohen with Cohen's Electronics and Appliances. Hey, Michael, how you doing?
Hey, I'm doing great, Joey. How are you?
Oh, life is good. And, well, what you got going on there today at Cohen's Electronics and Appliances?
I tell you, everybody's getting ready for the big game tonight to see if Michigan can pull this out.
Mm.
You don't seem happy about that.
Well, I mean, we'll see. Like, I was rooting for Nebraska.
Hey, wait a minute. Auburn's still in the basketball season. They're in the NIT. Nothing to be ashamed about.
Yeah, did they win last night? I didn't even...
I think they did, yeah.
Snuck it out.
God, man, everybody's going ballistic over that, aren't they?
Well, I guess...
The Alabama fans are poo-pooing on the NIT.
That's what I was going to say.
Auburn fans are poo-pooing on Alabama not being in the other dance.
Yep.
I tell you. And then next year, the roles could be reversed, and then everybody's opinion changes. How does that work? But anyway, at Cohen's, we're out here trying to take care of people, and, it's really comforting to come to work, and you see all these reviews for deliveries and installations that happened over the weekend.
That's cool.
Where customers are giving us great reviews, raving about my delivery crew on their appliances, and it just warms you up to know everybody's getting the service that they deserve, and that my customers are having a great relationship with my delivery people, and everybody's happy back and forth.
Well, and they're easy to get along with, and it also just takes a bit of the anxiety out of the process. If you get like a brand new big TV or a big new, say, fridge or washer dryer unit, you don't have to worry too much about getting it in there and setting it up right. Like your folks can pull that off for.
Well, that's right, because I've heard other people that have talked about they've tried to do it by themselves, or they had some other company just do a drop off, and I'm like, who really wants to have their washer, dryer, or refrigerator dropped off at the front door, and you got to get your old one out, the new one in, you got to get it connected, you got to make sure it's not leaking. I mean, anyways, it's just not my idea of fun, and our people can handle it for you and take care of you and make everything simple.
And folks at Cohen's have great products. They are not going to be beat on price, but it's the service that really makes the difference, like we've been talking about, including long after the sale. And this is why you've got generations of folks working with Cohen's as customers there at Cohen's. So you can always check them out today. Go to thinkcohens.com, but you should really stop by 2515 Eastern Boulevard. And what are those hours? When are y'all open again?
We're open Monday through Friday from 9 to 6, Saturdays 9 to 4.
Cool.
And, you can also call us at 277-8890. But the best way is to come by ask us some questions, let us ask you some questions, and let us help you make the right choice for whatever your needs are.
Well, I guess you're going to be watching that big game tonight?
Yes, sir.
All right. Well,
Mike, what kind of TV do you have at the house? I just want to know what the master uses.
Well, currently I have a Sony.
Okay.
A 75-inch Sony. It's a great TV. It's got a great picture. But I think my next TV is going to be a Samsung. They make a 75-inch that has an anti-glare screen.
Okay.
And since I live in a barn, I got a big window and a door window, and as a typical guy, I don't have a lot of window coverage. So I have a glare, and I'm going to cheat the system by just getting the TV with anti-glare.
I just wanted to know what you use, because that's what I would want to use. I'm thinking,
Yeah.
what in Rome do as the Romans do.
But ideally, you don't go wrong, Sony or Samsung.
I believe that.
They both make great sets, and to me, I kind of equate it as a Ford or a Chevrolet pickup truck. Yeah. Half the people like one, half the people like the other, and they're both good trucks.
There we go. Now we know.
Well, I appreciate it as always, Michael, and I guess we'll talk again on Wednesday, and I don't know who I'm pulling for. I'll probably be asleep before the game's over.
Yeah. But anyway, hopefully it'll be a good game, and everybody will still have their wits about them at the end of the game.
There you go. Well, appreciate it, Michael.
Take care.
Thanks, man.
Bye.
Let's go to line 2 real quick. Hey, you're on there. Who's this?
Hey, my name's Doc G.
Hey, Doc G.
I was a city employee until Friday, and I worked in a location where I was able to count how many number of body cameras we have on the street.
Okay.
And that gives me a pretty good idea of how many officers we have out there, because the desk people don't wear them, and that number was 197.
Man.
Daggum, man.
Yep.
That's not enough.
How long were you with the department? Do you remember higher numbers, like exponentially higher numbers, or how long have you been affiliated with it?
Well, I was there since November, and I just got fed up with the lack of pay.
Yeah.
I retired from the Army, and I got fed up with the lack of
service.
pay and everything else.
Yeah. Well, thank you for your service.
Yeah.
I did 23 years in the Army, too, and I'll tell you what. You know what? You think sometimes, I bet I can't find a place that's more dysfunctional than the U.S. Army, but sometimes you can.
Yep, you're exactly right. Yep. I can tell you for a fact the city of Montgomery is more dysfunctional than the U.S. Marines.
I mean,
there you go. That's what I'm talking
low
about.
numbers, and I imagine, like you said, lack of pay, and I mean, what's your sense of morale around the place?
The morale was crap. It was toxic leadership.
Yep.
It was the leaders, the department heads, driving home $80,000 and $90,000 take-home vehicles at night, and I just couldn't deal with it.
That's unfortunate.
Well, I appreciate you calling us, and hope you have new prospects coming up soon.
I do.
Good.
And one other part, there was a gentleman that just got hired, and he came over to my office because they didn't hold out federal taxes. And we thought maybe his paperwork was messed up, but come to find out, the city didn't pay him enough to meet the threshold to pay taxes.
My goodness.
Yep.
Listen.
Well, if you ever got any more you want to throw our way, just you know our number.
I will.
We love it.
I will.
Thank you, sir.
Y'all take care.
You too, brother.
Doc G.
Hey, listen, man. That's a new guy.
Now, we should have Jared Hudson joining us here in studio, candidate for United States Senate, former Navy SEAL.
He's my friend. He's my river otter friend.
And I look forward to seeing him, actually shaking his hand, meeting him in person.
He's a good dude.
But we got to hit this top of the hour
funny.
break. We'll be right back after this.
He should be a SEAL.
Broadcasting from the Riverside Chevrolet Master Control Control Center. This is WACV Cusana, News Talk 93.1 FM. When it's Chevy, it's Riverside.
With SRN News, I'm Bob Agnew in Washington. Iran has rejected a 45-day ceasefire proposal and instead wants a permanent end to the war. Even as President Trump's ultimatum looms, the president appeared to widen his threat from civilian targets to the whole Islamic Republic, while his Tuesday deadline ticked even closer. The president says if Iran does not stop and cease hostilities, they won't have any bridges left or a lot of other infrastructure. The U.S. has pulled off a daring rescue of 2 aviators whose fighter jet was shot down by Iran after plucking the pilot from behind enemy lines. It launched a complicated extraction of the second service member hiding deep in the mountains. It is official. Artemis II has broken Apollo 13's distance record for making it a long distance away from Earth. That original record was set by the Apollo 13 crew back in 1970. This is SRN News.
Just hearing the word IRS can make people break out in a cold sweat. No one wants to deal with the IRS, and now you don't have to. The good news is Legal Tax Defense has been successfully negotiating with the IRS for more than 15 years. It doesn't matter how much you owe, whether it's $5,000 or $5 million. You deserve the best in the business on your side, and that is Legal Tax Defense. Even if you're working with someone else and just want a second opinion, there is no cost or obligation to call. They can prevent levies, liens, wage garnishments, even file back tax returns. And the best news about Legal Tax Defense is they won't take your case unless they know they will reduce or eliminate your tax debt. Call Legal Tax Defense right now for a free, no-risk consultation. 800-292-7875. 800-292-7875. You have nothing to lose, but everything to gain. 800-292-7875.
Rich Thomas Weather is brought to you by Alabama Wholesale Lumber. It's more than just great prices on lumber. From Trex decking to energy-efficient windows and Tamco shingles, Alabama Wholesale Lumber has it all.
Rich Thomas Weather.
Well, hi, everybody. We've got a cool forecast for today, mostly cloudy with a high temperature up to about 69. A little breezy, northwest wind 6 to 13. Cloudy at times tonight, then clearing late tonight. Jacket weather, overnight low temperature down to about 47. Tomorrow's a nice day with sunshine, a little warmer, high in the upper 70s on Tuesday, near 50 on Tuesday night. We'll be in the mid-70s Wednesday with partial sunshine. There could be an isolated shower, I suppose, Wednesday night. Chances are small. And near 74 for a high with mostly sunny skies on Thursday. From the Blue Water Weather Center, this is Rich Thomas.
1819 News.
U.S. Congressman Barry Moore says he hopes that the Epstein files and other issues will be addressed with the new leadership coming into the U.S. Department of Justice. Pam Bondi was fired last week by President Trump from her position as U.S. Attorney General. Moore was on Newsmax just days after it happened.
In many ways, if you think about what they put President Trump through, is he was impeached twice. There were 91 days before an election. They raided his home, 96 felony indictments. He spent $76 million on legal fees. They put all his friends in jail, including his very own, just his chaperone, the people that were around him, his friends. And so there's some underlying currents there I think Todd's very familiar with. And you couple that with the Epstein files, and I think in many ways there are some things that Pam has missed that there's an opportunity for us to bring somebody in. And I think Todd's very familiar with the case, obviously defending against Jack Smith and the things that they put the president through. So we'd like to see some movement on some of that, and I think that it's time for a change to see if we get somebody in there that can handle that.
Moore was referring to Todd Blanche, who has been named the interim Attorney General. I'll be back with more Alabama stories after this.
Covenant Rescue Group seeks to directly support organizations and agencies that are fighting the global battle against human trafficking. They do this through funding, procuring, and advocating. You can go to covenantrescue.org for further details. They need your donations, guys. Hop on and donate.
A lawsuit has been filed against several restaurants in Decatur following a DUI crash that caused a fire. Travis Hazelwood is suing 3 restaurants for continuing to serve alcohol to the driver Ken Penich back in May of 2025. Penich drank 6 beers and 12 shots of liquor by the time he got behind the wheel. He then slammed into a teenager's car at an intersection, causing that vehicle to burst into flames. Hazelwood sought to rescue the teen driver who was trapped inside. The car ended up exploding and killing the driver, Chloe Hastings, and severely injuring Hazelwood. I'm Andrea Tice.
For more news affecting Alabamians, go to 1819news.com. And while you're there, subscribe to the daily newsletter.
This hour of News and Views is brought to you by our good friends at Cole Plumbing, 279-8919. Cole Plumbing is number one in the number two business. You don't have to dig a hole. They have proprietary pipelining technology. Ask them about their tankless water heaters. Remember, when you have trouble with your bowl, call on Cole.
Hey, y'all, Lewis at the Capitol Oyster Bar. We're located over here on that beautiful Alabama River. If you hadn't ever been here, man, it's easy to get to. You jump on I-65, take the North Boulevard exit, take that first exit you come to, that's Louisville Street, hit the bottom of the ramp, turn right, and turn right again. That's 3 times. Follow that down here to the end of the road, looking over the river. You know, you can come down here and rent you a pontoon boat. We got a marina down here. You can rent a pontoon boat. All you need is a driver's license and a credit card, and you can have a great time on the river. It's just a nice, relaxing, great way to spend a day with you and your friends. We also got an RV park down here. We got room for you, a little bit of room left in the RV park. You can come join us and spend a week or a weekend with us. Let's talk about some good food. Now, you know, besides the menu, we also got a special board that changes daily. We're getting in some triggerfish, some red snapper, some grouper, getting some mahi-mahi, all kind of good eating down here. Now, check everything out, CapitolOysterBar.com. Go to our Facebook page, see what's going on. Get down here soon. Come hungry. We'll feed you some good eating.
Are you a fraud-paying American? 1 in 4 tax-paying Americans have been victim of identity fraud. With LifeLock, your identity, if it's stolen, they fix it guaranteed or your money back. And last year, billions in refunds were stolen. Could be from your salary, overtime, or second job. Gone. But this year, you don't need to stay a victim. Because this tax season, fraud-paying American is something no American should have to claim. Save up to 40% off your first year with the promo code BECK. Visit LifeLock.com. Terms do apply.
Behind every clean lobby, every polished boardroom, every safe, spotless workplace, there's Janie King Franchise Center, who takes pride in making it happen. These are your neighbors, people who live here, work here, and care about the businesses that shape our community. They show up, they follow through, and they make sure your facility is ready for the day, every day. That's why companies across the community trust Janie King as their local cleaning partner. Visit JannieKingCleans.com today.
Janie King, the king of clean.
For too long, Alabama's statewide news companies have shamed us for our conservative Christian values. Alabama deserves a news company that cherishes our culture, a company that isn't bought and paid for by the powers that be. 1819 News is that company. Run by Alabamians for Alabamians, 1819 News celebrates what is good and beautiful about our state, while exposing those who work against our values in secret. Just go to 1819news.com to learn more. Subscribe to our newsletter. That's 1819news.com.
The views and opinions of the following program are solely those of the host and other contributors. These do not necessarily represent those of Liberty Acquisitions 825, Blue Water Broadcasting, its management, staff, or any advertisers. It's time for Montgomery's conversational radio show. It's News and Views on News Talk 93.1 FM. To join the conversation, call 272-9228.
Joey Clark.
Welcome back. I'm your host, Joey Clark, still awaiting the arrival of Jared Hudson, candidate for United States Senate. Troy Carrico, I might have you do spy duty here in a second.
I could go greet him.
Man, what a day so far in the news. Now, it looks like the strikes in Iran are going to happen.
Oh, it's coming.
The power plant and bridge day, as Trump said, open the effing Straits of Hormuz. He said on, you crazy bastard. Then he says, praise to Allah.
That's
really?
That's a shot, not across the bow, but right through the heart.
It's just like this guy. You think you have Trump understood, and he
defies all logic and reasoning.
Oh,
makes it hard to negotiate with.
I'd imagine so.
Like, what a mess Trump is.
I love it.
And I'm just seeing if there's any breaking news. Looks like Saban, again, thanks Trump for the NCAA executive order. Nothing really works long-term without some kind of regulations.
Right.
Thanking Trump for his leadership in reining in college sports. And I know Coach Tuberville has been working on that extensively.
Yes, he has.
And wanting to rein that in, saying you won't have it anymore. And when you lose, especially some of these big football programs, you're going to lose all sorts of other sports that football essentially funds.
Everything. Yeah, it
including
funds,
a lot of women's.
Yeah, it funds like 75% of all the sports. So.
Yeah, it would be an absolute shame to see something like that.
Sure would.
Go down. I'm just checking 1819 here. Oh, House set to vote tomorrow, Tuesday.
Okay.
On sex education reform banning contraceptive demonstrations.
Okay.
So no putting condoms on bananas or anything like that?
No dictators?
No sexually explicit images. Really? Now, this is very, this was very Catholic school. Like, we weren't allowed to have any. And I've told you the story.
I don't think you told me.
No, they were not allowed to do sex education because you should wait to marriage.
You told me this part. Yeah, I thought you were talking about the food.
It's for contraception. No, not cool. Like, it's the whole Monty Python joke that you told me.
Every sperm is sacred.
Right. Like in Monty Python, that's why we're Protestant. We can
I can put something, whatever I want on my pick. I can go down to the pharmacy and say, John, I'll have a black mamba today.
Right. Great Monty Python clip. But, we didn't have sex ed at Catholic school.
I get that.
But, around sixth grade when, the hormones start kicking in for kids. They do a sex anatomy course, like, so you know at least what's going on.
Self-awareness.
Yeah. And they decided, why not, let's have one of the students' own mother, my mother, who was just a nurse, and I'd say just a nurse with all due love and care.
Yeah, right.
And I'm like, really? We couldn't have gotten some doctor that isn't the parent to a student? Could we not have?
Like,
I'm like, I'm never going to forget this
down.
Because the first thing out of her mouth is she goes, okay, let's get out of the way. Everybody say penis. And everybody does. And like it's a call and response. Yeah. Yeah. And somebody, see, penis. Now everybody say vagina. Vagina. I'm like, I am never, I'm never going to have a normal life.
Now I know what's wrong with you. You were traumatized. You were traumatized in school. Now I know.
But here is apparently the ban. The House of Representatives set to vote tomorrow here at the State House in Alabama to significantly alter sex education in the state. The bill was on the calendar for a floor vote last Thursday. However, leadership motioned to adjourn before completing the day's full docket of bills.
Okay.
Promising to bring all unaddressed legislation back to the floor on the following Tuesday. Senate Bill 209, sponsored by State Senator Shay Shelnut, and carried by State Rep Susan DuBose in the House, would transform the state's sex ed teaching in K-12 schools.
Okay.
The legislation will undoubtedly draw significant backlash from House Democrats who have bucked, with a B, similar efforts by DuBose in years past. Under current law, any program or curriculum in a public K-12 school that includes sex education or reproduction must emphasize abstinence as the only effective protection against unintended pregnancy and sexually transmitted disease. SB 209 would require any curriculum or program to exclusively teach sexual risk avoidance and encourage abstinence from all sexual activity. The legislation would also ban any sex ed teaching for children from kindergarten through the fourth grade. I kind of agree with that one.
Yeah,
like, that's not already.
I'm just like, what do you mean? We don't.
Why do you need to teach a 5-year-old about sex at all in any way?
No.
The curriculum would prohibit the use of sexually explicit images, demonstrating the use of contraceptives, providing referrals or information on how to procure contraception or abortions, and the use of services or education from any individual organization that does not endorse sexual risk avoidance or that advocates for or performs abortions. It's going to stop the teaching of comprehensive sexual education. There's some inappropriate things being taught to our students that we don't want taught. That's the quote from Shelnut, that we don't want taught.
We don't want taught.
We want it to be scientifically based, he said from the Senate after the Senate passed it in February. You want it to be based on what's best for our students. Sexual abstinence is the best and only 100% way to avoid unwanted pregnancies and STDs. That's the main focus of what we want taught to our students. The legislation would also require parents to be notified of the curriculum and its contents and would provide parents with the option to have their children opt out of the program. And this was written up by a returning reporter there at 1890 News, Craig Monger.
Yes, Craig.
Love you, buddy.
Back. Yeah,
great to have you back, man.
buddy. Yep.
Great to have you back.
Awesome.
I mean, there is in this day and age, of all the stuff that's out there, the virtue that is definitely lacking is chastity.
Right. Oh gosh.
And modesty.
Without a doubt. Yeah.
Now, you know me, like I'm as guilty of it.
You're the most chaste person I know.
Well, at this point, not before though.
Oh,
like,
you were a whore?
No, I wouldn't say I was a whore.
What would you say you were?
A son of Onan.
Okay. Now we're talking.
Oh, miserably shameful behavior. But like, it's in the culture. It's like everywhere you look, there's no modesty, and like chastity's kind of made fun of.
Yeah, no, it's
like the whole
scorned.
incel, like the involuntary celibate insult, and like all this stuff. And
it's bad.
You know, people are going to break the rules all the time, but that's no excuse not to try to enforce rules or instill a certain amount of virtue in folks. And you know, again, I'm the wrong one to ask about this because I went to a small private Catholic school. I already had these sort of restrictions
Well,
in
maybe
place.
you are the right. Maybe you're the right person to talk to because you're a byproduct of that system, and you turned out okay.
Yeah.
You just had to wander a little bit, but you just you hadn't suffered enough yet, Joey.
Oh, at this point, I'm like, man, they were so right. There was no need for all that
Isn't it
freaky
nice?
stuff in
What
college.
did you do that
There was no
for?
need for it. None.
But now you know.
Anyway, let's go to line one. You're on the air. Is this?
It's Clint.
Hey, Clint, how are you? Do you remember your sex
I'm good.
education classes?
Yeah, we had a class when I was in the ninth grade.
Yeah.
Yeah, in Tuscaloosa,
Mhm.
Alabama.
Mm-hmm.
And it was very good. But my question was...
Wait, but why was it very good?
What should be good?
say again?
Why was it very good?
Well, I learned something.
What did you learn?
Well, but my parents taught us about sex.
Well, that's good.
But we had to take the class. It was mandatory.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
But they didn't tell me nothing I didn't already know.
He was a Class A student. You know, he was.
I didn't even have to study for the
He's
test.
like, I was fine.
Yeah.
But my youngest daughter, she was 7. And she asked me, Daddy, where the babies come from?
Oh, my.
And I said, well, it's time to have this talk.
Yep.
Now sit down, baby, and we're going to have a conversation.
Mm-hmm.
Man, how can you let your kids go through life being a dumbass about sex?
Listen, this is you speak the pearls of wisdom fall from your mouth, sir. I love it. Dumbass.
Well, you got to teach your children about it. The
Agreed.
consequences that can come with it,
Right.
you know?
Right.
It's a big thing in life. And but my kids turn out well. And you guys probably don't have kids, so I know Joey don't. So.
No, I have. I do. I have a couple. Yeah.
Well, you talk to them kids about sex?
Sure, I did.
Or are you too ashamed or too embarrassed?
No. I set him right down, and we plopped in some adult. No way. No, I'm joking. I'm joking. No,
Yeah,
I did.
they
He was.
need to know
Listen, you
that.
know what, Clint? If you raise your children right, and you raise them in the church and to the ethos, guess what? They'll always return to that at the end. So it's okay.
Yes, I have seen that in my own eyes. So
You
you
too,
are
brother.
correct.
Me too, brother.
All right. I hope you had a good Christmas, Easter holiday. I don't know why I say Christmas. Easter holiday. And remember one thing. He has risen.
Yes, he has. He has.
Have a good day.
You
Thank you
too.
for taking my call.
He's our star pupil of his sex education class in Tuscaloosa. I'm so proud of Clint. He's proud of that.
And after that call, I like sneaking in that Easter blessing there at the end.
Yeah, we needed it.
Let's go to line 2. You're on there. Is this?
Fletch.
Hey,
Hey,
Fletch.
Joey. I just got in the car, heard the last part of your conversation. Did you say you had sex ed class at Catholic?
No, we had sex anatomy. And
Okay, because I was about 10 years ahead of you, and I swear we never had anything.
Never talk about
no,
it.
it wasn't sex ed, but I don't know if you heard the story, Fletch, but they decided to get a volunteer medical professional to teach just sex anatomy. And they chose my mother.
His mom.
Are you serious?
I am
Yes,
serious.
Oh, Lord.
She's a nurse, Fletch.
I think that maybe Sister Martha taught us about the birds and the bees. I couldn't remember though.
With a ruler over your head.
No, and it was very anatomical. And my mother, just to repeat
That's
myself,
crazy,
said,
Joey.
"Okay, let's get this out of the way for y'all start laughing. Everybody say penis, penis. Everybody say vagina, vagina." And then it's all this very clinical. Here's how the fallopian tube works. And it's like, thanks, Mom, for teaching
He's over there melting into a puddle.
I didn't remember being exposed to any of that.
That's great, man. I love that story. It's probably the best story I've heard you say.
Y'all have a great day after Easter. Y'all have a great show. Thank you,
sir. That's probably the best story I've heard. I think you weren't even trying to be funny. You just told me, you go, "This is my mom." And he's like, "How'd that work for you? How'd that work out for you?"
It didn't. What a mess.
Oh, man.
But anyway, yeah, God love the folks that I guess are interested in like public education and like these sorts of things, because I
would have no interest in doing that. Zero.
No, not at all.
Terrified, mortified.
I would not want to teach. It's one thing to like teach your own children.
Yes.
I would not want to teach other people's kids about sex of all things, let alone all sorts of other subjects.
I would say it's not just sex; it's all sort of other influences.
Right.
Where did you learn that at? TikTok. Oh, great.
No. Yeah, and that is a big problem. You're now competing with the internet.
They're being nurtured by other surrogates.
And even if you withhold, say, a smartphone from your kid and you control what they look at kind of online, it takes one kid at the school. Like,
it does.
I mean, it happens everywhere. Again, kids are going to break the rules. That doesn't mean you need to bring down the rules, though, and not enforce them.
I agree.
And there's something to be said about a little bit of rebellion, as long as you don't go completely off the
think
rails.
that kids, honestly, like to be rebels, but they like to stay within their left and right boundaries, knowing they're safe by being a rebel. And I think that's how we let them go.
272-9228. Now, I have not heard from Jared Hudson.
Young Master Hudson.
I was double checking, saying going to be in Monday. Today is Monday afternoon, right?
Today is Monday afternoon. Yeah. It is the 6th of April.
It might be a little after 2:30. We'll see.
That's fine. He may show up.
But we got an open spot for you, Jared, if you're in distance.
This is the SEALs. If you're listening now, Jared, the SEALs are never on time, okay?
They're ahead of schedule sometimes.
Sometimes they are. Sometimes they're sleeping one off. Just like the Rangers. Come on, man. Come join us.
So,
what else we got?
I'm just checking real quick, see if anything is breaking.
Yeah, I was looking at anything over there. I'm thinking that 8 p.m. tomorrow is the deadline for the strikes. I think it'll come before
I'm looking at a quote. "We have a plan to take out every bridge and power plant in less than 4 hours."
There you go.
And another quote saying, "The Iranian people want us to keep bombing. We've had numerous intercepts. Please keep bombing. And these are people that are living where the bombs are exploding. They want freedom. They have lived in a world that you know nothing about."
I saw an interview with the Reuters correspondent, and they said, "Listen, you've got to finish the job. We can't. How would we rebound from this? It'll be hell if you don't." So, it's coming, man.
272-9228. That's 334-272-9228. How about this? Let's hit a quick break. We'll be right back.
Want to carry News Talk in your pocket? Download the News Talk 93.1 app from the App Store. Available on iPhone and Android. Never miss a moment. Download now.
When it comes to your mortgage, who you work with matters. And this is one decision where local makes all the difference. Don't fall victim to flashy mailers, spam calls, or 1-800-lenders who don't even know your name, much less your neighborhood. Those lenders are often sitting in some faraway state, reading from a script, and chasing volume, not relationships. A local lender understands the market you live in, or should I say that we live in. At Alabama Home Mortgage, you can look at us in the eye and trust us with one of the biggest financial decisions you'll ever make. Local lenders don't disappear after closing day. Our reputation is built right here, one family at a time. So before you pick up the phone and call a stranger, remember us, Kim Williams and Madeline Cannon at Alabama Home Mortgage. You deserve guidance from someone who knows the community because they're a part of it. Give us a call at Alabama Home Mortgage today at 334-567-4223 or visit us online at myalabamahomemortgage.com. That's Alabama Home Mortgage, because there is a difference in mortgage companies. NMLS 1586368, Equal Housing Lender.
The 22nd Annual Autism Crawfish Boil benefiting Easter Seals of Central Alabama is April 11th at Riverwalk Stadium. Proceeds from this fun family event benefit autism programs at Easter Seals of Central Alabama. Enjoy all-you-can-eat crawfish, live music, and even a baseball game. The Autism Crawfish Boil, April 11th at Riverwalk Stadium. Stay and eat or grab them to go. Scan or visit mudbugball.com to purchase tickets and get info on curbside pickup.
This hour of News and Views is brought to you by our good friends at Cole Plumbing, 279-8919. Cole Plumbing is number one in the number two business. You don't have to dig a hole. They have proprietary pipelining technology. Ask them about their tankless water heaters. Remember, when you have trouble with your bowl, call on Cole.
The employees of Adams Drugs would like to thank you for trusting us with your health care in 2025. We look forward to serving you and your family in 2026. You will continue to enjoy the same services such as immunizations, compounding, medication therapy management, delivery service, and wellness clinics, to name a few. Looking for that perfect gift for a loved one? Visit our Emily B. gift shop and find everything from Tyler candles to scout bags. Gift wrapping is available. If you have not visited Adams Drugs and experienced the award-winning customer service, we ask you to consider us for your prescription care in 2026. We have 12 convenient locations to serve you in the River Region. 8 in Montgomery, 1 in Wetumpka, Prattville, Millbrook, and Pine Level, Marbury. Please find us at adamsdrugs.net for the location that is nearest to you. Adams Drugs is your local, independently owned Health Mart pharmacy. Health Mart, taking the time to listen and care.
If you own a home and need cash, you can unlock thousands of dollars from your home equity quickly and easily. Call LendGo today at 888-407-7095. At LendGo, you can find out how much cash you could get with a home equity loan in just 2 minutes. It's free, there's no obligation, and it won't affect your credit score. Use the money for anything. Pay off high-interest debt, make home improvements, or just give your budget some breathing room. Best of all, you keep your low mortgage rate while you're getting the cash you need. See how much you can get today. Call 888-407-7095. That's 888-407-7095. Or visit lendgo.com. That's LENDGO.com. Homeowners nationwide are doing it. Now it's your turn. Call 888-407-7095 today. LendGo, where homeowners go to get cash. 888-407-7095.
Hi, this is Carl Schmidt, naturopath and owner of the Herb Shop. Listen every Saturday to Winning Wellness and learn from experts in different fields of science and technology how nutritional supplements can help you.
Listen to Winning Wellness every Saturday at 10 a.m.
Rich Thomas Weather, a service of Riverside Chevrolet Wetumpka. If it's Chevy, it's Riverside. Best price, best selection. Check them out on the web at riversideusa.net.
Rich Thomas Weather.
Well, hi, everybody. Kind of a cool forecast. We are below normal after all those warm days we had last week. Today, clouds will dominate most of the time with a high temperature only up to about 71, a little breezy. And then jacket weather tonight, cloudy at times. The overnight low temperature falls to the upper 40s. Tomorrow, Tuesday, is a nice day with plenty of sunshine and a high temperature up to about 77. I think we'll be in the middle 70s on Wednesday, a little cooler again by about Thursday. From the Blue Water Weather Center, this is Rich Thomas.
Feeling the pressure of high credit card rates? ASE Credit Union has you covered with a low 1.99% APR on balance transfers. Move your balances in March or April and lock in that 1.99% rate through your October statement. Visit ASE Credit Union today. Federally insured by NCUA. Terms and conditions apply.
All the headlines the mainstream media won't touch. Your News Talk station. News Talk 93.1 FM WACV.
Joey Clark.
Welcome back. And as promised, we have here in the studio with us Jared Hudson, candidate for United States Senate, being your next senator from the great state of Alabama. Jared, how you doing?
Right, what's up, brother? Doing good. How are you doing?
Very good. And we were just talking off air, in particular on, I want to just jump right into this, on this incredible rescue operation there in Iran. You know, when you see a downed plane on a Good Friday, you're like, oh, you think the worst. And to see this successful mission, played a little bit of the president's press conference earlier today. Incredible stuff.
Oh, dude, it's unreal. They'll make a movie about it for sure, you know. I had some buddies that were on the ground. I'll pull up while we're sitting here talking. I'll pull up the unclassed AAR that they sent a couple of us. But talking with some buddies that were there, with Red, and then CAG, obviously. I don't know. I'm probably saying the words I shouldn't say. Delta obviously pulled out the big move, and then you had SEALs on one side of it. You had TF Red, right? Rangers standing by for a QRF. You had 160th flying. It was a crazy operation, and they went from – they didn't have a lot of time frame, I guess. From start to finish, it was a very tight window, and the agency – and I think this is public in the news right now. We were just talking about, the agency was pumping an unbelievable disinformation campaign that helped them. And then you were saying something about the Israelis, and I heard the same thing, but Mossad was –
I heard that there was two advanced Mossad, and they had collaborated with some locals that saw where he went down, and didn't turn him over, but gave him to their handlers.
And you want to talk about a guy? I mean, you got this colonel, right? You got this colonel that is hiding in the crevices of the rock right now. He's the gunner, right? So the pilot's already out. This is the gunner, and he's hiding in the crevices of this rock. He's got his Blue Force trackers, beacon on, whatever they were running. Probably running Nano or something but that being said, he's pinging, but he's also having to keep it. They're having to hide him a little bit, hide him in plain sight, for lack of better words, so that the Iranians don't intercept him, or the IRGC doesn't intercept him before they actually get to him. Unbelievable rescue mission. Probably the craziest thing, talking to a buddy of mine in the teams that was there on the op, he said that those C-130s got bogged down in the sand when they landed, and that's part of the reason they had to bip them in place. They couldn't get them out of there because they couldn't take off, so they bipped him.
Which is a thermite. He's as he says, he's a candy ass, but we have to explain that. It's blow in place.
Bip is blow in place. I was being a little redundant there when I said bip them in place. That's blow them in place, but So and we would bip stuff all the time. It was so like. We hit IEDs and stuff all the time. One of the IEDs we hit on a deployment to Afghanistan. We get out of the truck. The truck is down. We're in a place where they couldn't get anything to get that truck out to retrieve it. And now you're looking at up armored vehicles. So we set a sniper hide on it for 2 days while the rest of our guys flew back. They got haversacks, they got data sheet, and they come back because we didn't have the stuff with us to do it. So we just set up, watch it, shoot the bad guys that are coming over trying to poach any equipment off of it, and then they blew that thing. And that you got to have a lot of demo. Well, apparently the Delta guys that rigged the explosives and blew the C-130s. Did you see the pictures from it?
Oh yeah, there was nothing left. Listen,
bro.
Listen, I know there's Willie Pete. There's white phosphorus involved.
Bro, 100%, man.
Smoldering, man.
They
There's nothing left, dude.
All of that being said, an operation like that, as complex as it was, again, from what I'm just an outsider looking in. I'm not in the teams anymore, right? Just talking to buddies that were there.
But we have some frame of reference. So
that's right. And when you look at it, that was an unbelievably complex mission. You had dudes that punched a one-way ticket. They said, hey, we'll go in and we'll give our last breath so that dude can take his next. They punched a one-way ticket to go get that dude out of there. That's something that politicians don't do. That's something that, there's a lot of people in this nation that businessmen don't do. That is something that only the United States of America military warfighter will go into, in particular. Special operations warrior will go in to fight and kill the enemy and lay their live body across your dead body so that the enemy doesn't get you and use that against us.
And speaking of this frame of reference, like how much do you think it does help, though? Because the politicians don't do this. I'd never done that. Most Americans haven't ever done that. But to have in civilian leadership, especially at the level of the president and the gutsy call at that level of commander-in-chief, but say somebody in the United States Senate who has this frame of reference when we're discussing all the hypotheticals of possible military action all over the world.
Like Lindsey Graham?
Well, oh my gosh.
Well, he's a jack-off,
my gosh, bro. So you've got these jokers, they ain't been in a fist fight, much less a gunfight. And so what do? They always want to push war. And I've had people say, oh, so you're for this Iran thing. No, I'm never for war because I know the cost.
Warriors are never for war.
War's never for war.
Because we got to pay for it.
We know the cost. We know the cost of blood. Every deployment I went on, I had a buddy that died, or we hit IEDs, or we got blown up with RPGs, and you have all kinds of injuries that I still deal with now. And luckily, I've got all my legs and feet. I've got buddies that don't have all their legs and feet. So when you look at all of the stuff that we go through, we understand the cost as the warfighter. Most of your politicians do not. So what they'll do is they'll scream to the top of their lungs
for war. Now, right now, you really need it because the president's coming up on the end of his constitutional authority, right? He's got 60 days, and he's got a 30-day drawdown. And I don't know if they're going to be able to do anything with Congress sitting where it is now, because they're going to have Congress to declare war, which makes you wonder, okay, well, what was all of this for? Which is what you see the president doing. He's trying to display peace through strength. Our partners in those regions didn't step in the way they were supposed to, with the exception of the Israelis.
Yeah, that's what we need.
But the issue is now you see the world markets, all kinds of fluctuations, issues. You've got Russian LNG and oil that's back on the market, and now it's more valuable. Now, China has been impacted by it,
Big
right?
time.
Because if you look at Iran is more than just kind of a pseudo proxy or a partner to China.
It's an economic engine.
It's an economic engine for them, right? It's got oil coming in that's helping them with their energy needs that they have for all the data centers. But the other thing is that Belt Road Initiative. It's also a land bridge for China, all the way across to to the Straits, to the rest of Europe and the Arab countries. So with that being said, we are impacting China. If there was ever a time to strike, it was now. If there was ever a time not to strike, it was now. That's the hard part.
It's
because
a quandary for them.
It really is. It really is.
It's really a conundrum.
It's not a new war. It's been going on for 50 years, right?
You're correct. And you make a great point about the economic determination of this war. Has it ever occurred to anyone that Trump knows exactly what he's doing and he's bleeding out the Chinese? Because, listen, in 1939, the Japanese needed their oil from where? Dutch East Indies. We cut that oil off. That it pushed them into a war at a disadvantage. Listen, you know this as well as I know this. I was raised fighting Soviet motorized rifle divisions, all that. Not anymore, brother. This is all going to be paradigm shifting, and China's our next near-peer, adversary.
Well, no, and they are right. They are. Impacting them economically is huge. Now, here's the other issue: is that when I started GWAT, right? I was all GWAT, Global War on Terror, right? So
whatever happened to that money? You could buy anything with it.
Oh my
gosh,
man!
You could do anything as long as you could say it was for the war.
The golden Connex box is what we called it, right?
That's a bad time.
So. GWAT happened, but it was on the heels of the 90s where everybody was flush with cash. The American people weren't hurting. Regular, everyday families weren't just worried about affording their home or their groceries. And so that's where we're in sort of a conundrum because the administration is doing the right thing to protect us from foreign adversaries. But the administration is also in a position where this could give them a black eye if it doesn't come out appropriately, because $6 a gallon for diesel right now in Alabama is rough, because now our groceries are going to go up. And this ain't going away for a while. The Saudis, here's one of the biggest things, that the Saudis, who we have supported, we have military base there, they buckled up shop. They said, hey, rally point here, we're done producing oil until 5 months after this thing is over. That's not a partner. Excuse me. We have Europe doing the same thing until they cranked one out over Diego Garcia. And then they're like, oh, hey, maybe we can talk about helping with something. So all that being said, I don't know what's going to happen. If there was ever a guy that we needed in that place to make a deal and to make a deal to end this 50-year war that we've been going on with for longer than I've been alive with the IRGC, it's Donald Trump. The Trump administration is the one that can do it.
Because you know this. You broke bread with the Arabs. And what is it? Inshallah. Inshallah is what they say. Their word is not the same word as my handshake to you as a Westerner to say, I'll be there tomorrow. And
and on Trump, two things. Trump was asked at an earlier press conference, the reporter said, you called the Iranians crazy bastards. True. What is your response to the critics who say it? I don't care about the critics. And I think you need this sort of heavy hand. But there's another angle to this in this incredible rescue mission. I just want to share this because it was Palm Sunday when I wrote this, and I was thinking about the hymns of Holy Week, in particular the Hallel Psalms. And this is one line from the piece I wrote. Imagine a soldier at war spending his Holy Week on a tour of duty in the Persian air and seas with Psalm 118 pulsing in between his every heartbeat. Out of my distress, I called to the Lord. The Lord answered me and set me free. With the Lord on my side, I do not fear. What can a man do to me? As he was ejecting, he said over the radio, God is good.
I love it.
And then I believe after the rescue's success, you had Secretary Hegseth publicly on X say, God is good. And it's just, sometimes I look at, some of what Trump said on Easter Sunday. I'm like, whoo.
Absolutely. You wish take a victory lap, and stand for the war fighters who did the work. We sleep at peace at night because others go out and spill blood on our behalf.
That's right.
And are willing for their blood to be spilled on our behalf. And the least we can do is say, praise God, our Savior's risen on Easter Sunday, right? Sin and death is conquered, and praise God that our war fighters went out at the risk of their own life and saved a downed American in the middle of enemy territory.
And not a single loss.
And not a single loss. Not a single loss.
You tell me that isn't something.
Well, and it's remarkable to see. And in that moment of crisis, for that pilot to put that on the radio. It's
absolutely.
It's incredible. And when you see like a man in a moment of crisis held up by his faith, it's just something that it's the best. To your point earlier, it's some of the best that go and do this and put their lives on the line.
Absolutely. And now this is something that we don't want to continue. Like, this is not something that is repeatable.
Sustainable.
It's not sustainable. That's right. It's not sustainable. Not that we couldn't repeat another rescue and do just as well. It's not sustainable. We have the men and women in place, especially the men of special operations in place that can do it, but we cannot keep putting this burden on their back. We can't keep putting this burden on our Marines. We've got to make sure that our diplomats are able to go in and work with our partners in the area so that they deliver in a way that keeps American boots off the ground, because I can tell you this right now, what the American people definitely don't have the palate for, I certainly don't, is watching the IRGC fly these drones into American soldiers like what we saw happening with Ukraine and Russia. Yeah. On the other side of that, if the war fighter goes in, we don't need all these media personalities. It doesn't matter if you're conservative or liberal going to say, why are we here? Because now the war fighter's questioning their support. They're questioning what they're doing. The war fighter needs our backing. Even if we don't back our politicians, the war fighter needs our backing. And that's one thing I do appreciate about the Trump administration. It appears that they have the war fighter's back from a war fighter's viewpoint.
Hegseth definitely does.
Oh, and we know Hegseth does,
Hegseth
right?
He's a rocket sign. I was a rocket sign. And let me say something. I piggyback off what you said. I was there in 03. I went across the berm with the 3rd Infantry Division. We did the lightning run to Baghdad. The deals with double tapping and all the guys getting prosecuted. I remember I had a young soldier come to me, stay Army, right? He's coming up for his re-up. He goes, what do I do? And I said, if you would have asked me before this, I would say stay infantry. But are you going to stay Army is a question. And if you do, you need to get out of the infantry and do something like maybe MI or something, get a top secret clearance. Yeah. That's what I told that young man, because that war fighter at that moment had lost his confidence, Joey.
That's
right. No, I mean, you're exactly right. That's what happens with these continued wars where you don't let the war fighter go in, wage war, and come home. They wind up being... Everything they do is questioned by somebody who's never even punched anybody in the face. They're now questioning what you're doing, and you're worried, am I going to be thrown in Leavenworth? Am I going to go home? Look at Eddie Gallagher. Everybody knows the story of Eddie Gallagher, right? What went down. So I know Eddie well. I knew him better after the teams. He was fighting in northern Iraq and Syria during that time. You want to talk about some unbelievable stuff that was going on with our enemies fighting against our partners, the Kurds. I lost a buddy, Chuck Keating. Y'all can look up. Y'all know Chuck Keating, right? Everybody tracking with the SEAL Chuck Keating. You can look him up. Charlie Keating IV. And look at what he died doing. The fact of the matter is we have to back and support our war fighters because they're not going over for political reasons.
Jared,
they're going over to serve our country.
You're right. We are nation destroyers, not nation builders.
We should not be building
reconstruction garbage that we've been doing in the past. But let's talk. You know why that is. The military-industrial complex is real. Halliburton. I mean, come on. Cheney. They were making money off the war.
Well, yeah.
You got off that airplane. I know when you got to Bayap one time or to Kabul, you get off and you see all these private contractors. I saw a dude with battle axes on his back. He had a Yosemite Sam mustache and he had a Uzi. I was like, what the heck have I gotten into, man?
Yeah, no, I mean, but you're exactly right. This continued forever footprint. Now, here's the thing. We have partners. It doesn't mean everybody thinks it means we circle it up and we just all stay here in the United States of America. It doesn't work that way because we're all so interconnected. Yeah. We have to have good partners, and part of having good partners is building good allies. How do you build good allies? Well, you don't leave them out for the Taliban to cook in Connex boxes, like the pullout happened in the in the Biden administration. You don't crap on the Kurds forever like it seems what we've done.
Every time and time again, we crap on them.
And so when that happens to the Kurds, what happens when the Trump administration now comes in and says, hey, can we get some Kurdish forces? And they're like, nah, man, we ain't going to do that. Well, you going to give us some air support? It's not because of what's happening in this moment. It's because of 20 years, 30 years, 40 years of bad foreign policy with our allies, and it negatively impacts us today.
Again, folks, we're talking to Jared Hudson, candidate for United States Senate. This time is flying by. Real quick, if folks want to donate, volunteer, how can they check out more on your
HudsonForAlabama.com. Like, share, and follow. Check us out on social media, and would love any and all your support. Hopefully, we've earned your vote for May 19th. That's the big day. And right now, God has blessed us tremendously. If you want a Christian conservative, a seventh-generation Alabama family man, and a real war fighter, and a small business owner running an organization called Covenant Rescue Group that combats human trafficking, I'm your guy. Check us out. Like, share, and follow. HudsonForAlabama.com.
Now, I got to ask you, earlier in this show, we carried live the NASA feed where the astronauts there on Artemis II broke Apollo 13's record, the furthest to ever.
Furthest from the Earth, right?
Incredible moment. And, I mean, did you ever in life have a desire to get up in one of those tin cans and just travel into the deep space?
Yeah, I can't say that I had a desire to do it, but seeing it, like, I would do it.
Yeah.
Like, I would definitely do it. I think it would be awesome, dude. I think it would be pretty cool to be able to, go into outer space like that. But one of our guys, we were able to send one of the guys from our team. He was able to, take off and fly down there and actually watch the Artemis launch in person. And man, you want to talk about you got Jared Isaacman, who is the director now, who has really put that together and has done an unbelievable job over there, and just the whole team at NASA to be able to pull off and do what they've done, because they had some issues at the front end, maybe late February, early March, and they had to deal with those issues, and then to be able to put that thing in the sky and send those people as far as they have in space, unreal.
Absolutely.
The problem with him and I, we're knuckle draggers, we're mouth breathers.
Yeah.
We wouldn't qualify academically.
No, we wouldn't. Although, hey, I will say there is one guy that I was at Team 3 with, right? Johnny Kim was at SEAL Team 3 with me, and he's an astronaut now. He became a doctor, became an astronaut. Johnny Kim
I'm just joking when I say that.
But no, you're exactly.
We're knuckle draggers.
Yeah, you're exactly right. We're knuckle draggers. That's for the smart guys that can qualify.
We don't eat
for
crayons, though. All right.
That's what
that's
Marines
for those
eat.
Marines do.
It's just like I really jumped in deep to Holy Week and these last several days, and then to wake up and come out and look at the news and go, okay, the most amazing American rescue operation in my lifetime, and then also breaking Apollo 13's record here on this same day we're celebrating that rescue operation. It feels like the United States is back, and we're hitting our stride to celebrate our 250th.
Absolutely, man. Yeah, we got 250 coming up. I mean, there's obviously been events all year long, and will be all the way up until the time frame. But yeah, I got 250 coming up, and that is going to be huge.
Now, where do you think the campaign trail is going to be taking you in the next coming weeks?
Man, we're all over the place. So we've hit every county in the state at least once, if not, multiple times. So we're still going around the whole state. As soon as we leave here, we're heading out to go to campaign events, meeting with people, continuing to spread our message. Because for where we're at right now, to not really have spent any money on advertising or anything yet, we're keeping our powder dry to fire it out at the right time when people are looking at it. And we're coming up on that time. So continue to go around the state and win friends and influence. And one of the biggest things that I've seen about Alabama, they love the warfighter. They love a seventh-generation Alabama family man, right? Raising my wife. I say raising my wife, raising my girls. My wife and I, yeah, she's raising me. That's right. I know. So we had kids last night that two of them got sick, started throwing up and all that. It's the way it always is. And, of course, I don't wake up, but Mama did. And, buddy, she woke me up quick. I was out at 1 in the morning spraying off blankets in the driveway. But we're raising our kids right here in the great state of Alabama. And people in Alabama like that. And then finally the law enforcement piece, the human trafficking piece that we work, that story just resonates with folks. But then when we sit down and talk with them, they all think, okay, well, how does that transition to senator? No, hey, we're bringing back for Alabama. The purpose of a U.S. senator is to deliver for the state that they represent and make sure that your tax dollars don't go to Leering centers in Minnesota or $40 million a week that's still going to the Taliban, making sure that we either stop taking that money from you or if that money is going to be there to be spent, we bring it back here and we spend it in our state. And that's the important thing that that has been resonating across the board with people.
Did Don Lemon ever say like Vino Veritas or quote Tombstone back?
Bro, he never came back. He never came back with anything. Yeah, that was funny because I didn't know if anybody would get it. Ran him off the cuff, and they were like, "Hey, this is great. A lot of people like it. I'm your Huckleberry." I almost said, "You're a daisy if you do," But
you know what's funny is since you talk about Tombstone, I like White Earp. I like the movie White Earp.
White Earp. You're talking about the Kevin Costner one. Yeah, that's a good one.
I think Randy, who plays Doc Holliday.
Oh yeah, what's that guy's name?
Randy Quaid.
Yeah.
Quaid.
I
thought he did a good job too.
No, Dennis Quaid. Dennis Quaid. That's right.
He's got a brother Randy. Yeah, both those movies are great, man.
Really good. Yeah, really good movies.
No, I've just been incredibly impressed, with your digital campaign because I'm so online, and I think just what y'all have been putting out there is fantastic.
Well, now look, if it was up to the social media piece, we'd win this thing by like 95%. Crush it. Yeah, that's right. I mean, that's. But that being said, God has blessed us tremendously. For me to be a nobody from North Jefferson, Alabama. Just here and not been in politics, to have the success that we're having, we can only attribute that to one. I can only attribute it to one thing: God, and the fact that we've got a great team that's working hard. I've been working hard. You work like it depends on you, but you pray like it depends on God. Right? That's James chapter 2, I believe it is. James chapter 2. Yep. Don't say that we're going to go do this and that. Say if the Lord wills it, because God willing, we're going to go do this. God willing, I will be your next U.S. Senator, and it won't be for a lack of work, but he has definitely given us an unbelievable proceed.
Folks, this is a very close race in my mind, at least from public available polling. And, tomorrow we'll have Congressman Moore on. I've yet to hear from Steve Marshall's folks, but the point is it's a close race, and if you like what you're hearing right now, go and support Jared. Actually get out there, because a little bit's going to make a difference in this thing.
That's exactly right. And the last thing I'll tell you with that is each of our stories is like a little flame, right? You've got the congressman, you got the AG, you got me. Each of our stories, and there's other people in the race, but right now it's us three. Yep. And our story's a little flame. It takes a whole lot less gas to spread my flame than it does the flame of a career politician. I mean, that's just really, it's been kind of amazing to see. I haven't seen anything like it.
You've already served the people, and now you can serve them.
And maybe that resonates.
It should. But the problem we got, as is people vote on. How can I say this? Perceptive, it's a Republican, I'm going to vote for him. Oh, he's got Donald Trump's thing. You have to sell in my mind, your story, because your story is unique.
It's a heck of a story.
What are you doing to get the veterans involved with it?
Yeah,
because
so actually,
Veteran Nation. I mean, I'm very heavily involved with Admiral Davis and the whole crew.
Yeah,
so we need to get.
And I actually got a chance to meet with the Admiral down at the event they have down there. We have a veterans coalition. We have a lot of veterans that have joined up.
Alabama Veteran Council. Yeah, we got the River Region Veteran Council. You got the Northern. So
and they're spreading. Yeah, man, the veterans are spreading the word. That is one thing that's been unbelievably beneficial. Now, one thing that you've probably seen, like a lot of veterans are not historically super involved, especially in a primary. So one of the things that we're doing is looking at veterans that have voted in primaries, which is a big bulk of our roughly 400,000 veterans in our state. About 50% of them voted in primaries. And then we find the ones on social media. We get with those initially, kind of specific targeting, make sure they see the stuff. And then once we connect with them, we then go beyond connecting with them to those who are not involved.
Well, we're pretty much out of time here. I got to
close up. Man, that's what I'm talking about. It was a fun time talking, man.
Flew by. Absolutely. And great to meet you in person.
Hey, great to meet you in person. Your hair is just as sexy in person as it is on the camera.
You had to cut it off for the campaign, didn't you? You used to have
I used to keep long hair. People probably think we're brothers,
Tommy Tuberville told me, he goes, "You looking scruffy there, Joey. Where's your barber?"
No, he asked, "Where's your barber, son?"
Where's your barber at?
Yeah, and I told him one of the people who works with him said, "My next door neighbor said I look like a meth head." I'm like, "They wish."
He said, "Are you going for the Jesus Christ look that you're getting there?"
Dude, that's not a bad look.
No, that's the best look.
That's the best look.
It's like we're looking at him here. Yeah. Anyway, I wish. We'll be right back.
He may not know whether he's coming or going. But whether you're going to work or coming home, Greg Budell is there. Mornings, 6 till 9, and afternoons, 3 till 6. Only on News Talk 93.1 FM, WACV.
Hi, folks. This is Rick Clark with Clark Heating, Air Conditioning, and Plumbing. I'd like to take just a minute to talk to you about our experience with Blue Water Broadcasting. One of the hot topics in our staff meetings is spending advertising dollars. If your company or firm is anything like Clark Heating, Air Conditioning, and Plumbing, those dollars are limited, so you have to spend them wisely. That's why we choose Blue Water Broadcasting. Our marketing analysis has proven consistently that spending advertising dollars with Blue Water Broadcasting has contributed significantly to our bottom line. And for that, Clark Heating, Air Conditioning, and Plumbing is truly grateful. So, if you want to spend your advertising dollars wisely, choose Blue Water Broadcasting and see the difference.
Radio works. It's as simple as that. Call us to find out how radio can work for your business. Blue Water Broadcasting. Local folks helping local business.
Lunch should be comforting and done right. At Epicure and Jack's Tavern, their meat and three is scratch made to order, not scooped from a steam table. Real cooking, real portions. And for guests 60 and over, it's just $10.99. It's familiar food, elevated, served with care. Lunch at Epicure and Jack's Tavern. Classic Southern comfort, a step above the rest.
This hour of News and Views is brought to you by our good friends at Cole Plumbing, 279-8919. Cole Plumbing is number one in the number two business. You don't have to dig a hole. They have proprietary pipelining technology. Ask them about their tankless water heaters. Remember, when you have trouble with your bowl, call on Cole.
We get Montgomery talking 24 hours a day. The River Region's most trusted voice. News Talk 93.1 FM WACV.
Joey Clark.
Welcome back. Well, 30 or so minutes flew by. Yeah. I was trying to get Ray Bowles on the phone, but he didn't pick up.
He's busy.
So maybe that's a good thing. And folks, if you are looking for new flooring, carpet, of course, Prattville Carpet can help you out, but also traditional hardwood, luxury vinyl plank, ceramic tile. Maybe you want to redo the kitchen or the bathroom in some way. Across the board, they got you covered with new flooring. Don't forget about the epoxy flooring. Makes a new garage floor look amazing, better than brand new. They can do it all. So check them out today. Just call them up at 285-8117. They'll come out and do a free in-home measurement. Then you pick out the product you want, and they'll get it down. Get it done. Just that simple.
Get it done.
And that's 285-8117. Be sure to tell Ray and the team there at Prattville Carpet that Joey, that fellow on the radio, sent you. So we got like 2 minutes. What did we learn today? Anything?
I think we learned. I think we were witness to a record being broke in space exploration. That was cool, right?
That was very cool.
We saw the wonderful celebration of the rescue, and God is great. That Colonel said, in the land of Alu Akbar, which is powerful.
Well, and I was. I guess I'm not sorry, but it hit me in the middle of listening to you and Jared talk about the rescue operation that I had written. Imagine a soldier thinking of Psalm 118 in his head, and the guy literally says, God is good, God is great.
It's perfect.
I'm like, what in the world? What in the world? And God is good, and he will protect those that truly believe. And heck, even if you go through suffering, consider it joy for the glory that is to come.
He's always there with you.
Anyway.
What did you learn today?
That Trump has no chill. I relearned that. Today. Yeah, I called them crazy bastards. I don't care. They need to open the effing straits. I'm like, on Easter Sunday,
I love it,
Mr. President.
Piss and vinegar.
He literally said praise to Allah on Easter Sunday.
In a very
in a very derogatory, ironical way.
What you going to do about that?
Goodness gracious. Yeah, I learned that. I learned that I guess we're going to overhaul sex ed in the state of Alabama.
I learned that your mom taught sex ed.
No, it was anatomy.
Anatomy.
Right. It was about fallopian tubes and testicles and stuff.
I love it.
See, this is on one. We're pretty much out of time, but who's this?
This is overnight. I didn't care if he was dealing with school. He had a formal college education, right?
I believe so. Like, I don't know off the top of my head what his formal college
Jared, yeah, I'm not sure what his education level is.
Former Navy SEAL, now pretty successful
businessman.
Yeah, and in particular, Covenant Rescue Group, they are always helping and supplementing law enforcement and doing their own operations against child sex trafficking.
All right, thank you.
Thank you. What, we really doing the credentialism here? Come on.
Listen. Yeah, never mind. I won't say. If you can't say anything nice.
Yeah, you went through the whole day without an AKV.
I know.
And there were plenty of topics that were apt for it.
You know, I'm trying to. Robin's put me on a restriction from saying too much. She said, Troy, it loses its effect after a while.
That's a good point. Anyway, y'all stay tuned. Happy Hour with Pamela and Greg, and I believe David Blackman's on today.
All right.
They're all next, so y'all stay tuned, and let's get happy.
Broadcasting from the Riverside Chevrolet Master Control Center, this is WACV Cusada, News Talk 93.1 FM. When it's Chevy, it's Riverside.